on, then he can join us in progress. Because I know he said he's going through some blackouts and stuff.
Yeah.
So everybody, welcome to session 4 of Keep on the Borderlands, and have a lot of backstory to go over for two of our players that weren't at the last session. So I'll go ahead and recap. The session that ended with the fight against the bandits, the party took two bandits captive. They took the caster and one of the bandit warriors. The bandit warrior ended up dying of his wounds, but the caster was placed into the brig. After the business was settled, and after Goliath was able to take his wolfsbane to the chapel to get his potion made by Zavin, the Pelorian cleric, um, the party went to bed, retired to their various places, either at the tavern or in the chapel, as to where they were going to go to sleep. And all at the same time, the party had a dream. They all had the same dream about um, a woman who came to the keep 40 or 50 years in the past, and she was from the south. She was scorned by the people of the keep, but she stayed and set up an herbalism shop and continued to make medicine and potion to help the residents of the keep. And she suddenly became pregnant, and she wouldn't tell anybody who the father of her child was. Her child was born. They were very close. And there was an incident where she made a potion for a child who was sick, and the child ended up dying from the potion because the mother didn't read the instructions properly and overdosed the child, basically. But everybody in the keep got up in arms, and they basically formed a lynch mob, and they took her and they tied her up, and they took her before the bailiff. And it was when the dead bailiff, the old dead bailiff, this was when he was young, because part of the vision and the dream involved seeing Captain Krug and Brother Gilmore when they were young. And due to the bailiff's inexperience with the situation, and his belief that the people of the keep would do the right thing, he turned the woman over to the people and told them that they had to decide what to do. And their solution was to build a pyre outside of the keep and to set fire to the woman. And as the child watched his mother burn at the stake, he swore an oath of vengeance against the keep and the bailiff and everybody that was involved in the death of his mother. And then he was banished, and he disappeared. Nobody knows whatever happened to him. So the party wakes up the next day. They all realize that they've had the same dream, and Elduane is able to determine that there is, in fact, certain types of magic and spells that could let everybody have the same dream all at the same time. And it was determined that somebody in the keep possibly could have cast that spell on the party so that they would all have the same dream at the same time. The party was summoned before Captain Krug, and Captain Krug looked in on the interrogation of the bandit caster, and the party found out that the bandit party did indeed attack the caravan, and that the goods and hostages were being stored in a cave that's in the canyon, or the ravine, I mean. Um, if I'm leaving anything out, to go ahead and jump in. Then I believe that the bandit caster slit his own throat with a stone knife after he told everything that he knew. And he also revealed that the bandits are hiding out in some ruins that are in the forest that's to the south of the keep. And then, just as the party was about to leave the keep to go to the ravine to search for evidence of the caravan, the keep was attacked by a battalion of kobolds that were led by three bugbears. So the party and Captain Krug and about 15 of the guardsmen joined the fight right outside of the keep and were able to beat back the kobolds and the bugbears. And right at the end of the battle, the necromancer showed up, Lord Mortis. So he showed up, revealed his intentions to do ill and harm to the keep, threatened everybody with an army of the dead, said a bunch of crazy stuff, and then he disappeared.
when Theron shot an arrow at him.
Theron was about to shoot him with an arrow, but luckily Hafnar jumped on him and stopped him because Lord Mortis displayed great power. He shot fireballs out of his hands, and he shot ice out of his other hand, and he was like 7 feet tall and wearing a red cloak with a skull helmet with horns, and so he left. The party went back inside of the keep, and at that time they were approached by Zavin, and Zavin, being a cleric of Pelor, he's heavily educated in medicine, and even though he's a cleric, the Pelorian clerics are more. I'm not going to say more interested, but they're interested in how the body works. So this guy, this NPC, is the closest thing to a doctor that's residing in the keep, and he actually suggested going down into the crypt and performing autopsies on the bodies of Arlon and the body of the former bailiff. And that procedure was completed, and the bodies showed physical evidence of having been poisoned because he removed the liver from both Arlon and the dead bailiff, and their livers were blackened, and that was the evidence of the poison. And then Zavin also gave Elduane 2 scrolls of Speak to the Dead. So they used the first scroll to speak with the ghost of Arlon, and the ghost of Arlon revealed that he was in fact poisoned, that the bailiff was the father of Johanna's child, and that possibly the outcasted child is Lord Mortis, come back for revenge. And then that's where the session broke because 4 hours had gone by at that time. So the party was just about to use the second scroll of Speak to the Dead on the bailiff to see if they could get in contact with his ghost. So that's where we're at right now. So Hafnar, Theron, and Elduane are in the crypt underneath the bailiff's residence with Zavin the cleric. Goliath and Isabella are still convalescing in the chapel. So we can get back. They can rejoin the party as soon as we finish the portion of trying to communicate with the ghost of the bailiff.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Did I miss anything? Does anybody have anything to add?
One of the things that we learned from Arlon was that the current bailiff's wife is searching for the relics of Vecna, but her intentions are good.
That's right. That's right. She's searching for the relics, but she has good intentions. She doesn't radiate any kind of evil, and she may be descendant of the heroes that destroyed Vecna back in the past. That was the other thing I forgot.
And he also suggested to us that what if the keep was built to keep something in rather than keep something out?
That's right. That's right. Arlon made the suggestion that it's possible that the keep was built to protect something or to keep something in. So, when the party wishes to speak to the ghost of the bailiff, that can be expounded upon as well. And the party has 5 questions that they can ask the ghost that he promises to answer truthfully.
Theron also noted to the party that there was a definite family resemblance between the new bailiff's wife and the sorceress.
That's right. I forgot about that too. So that's where we're at right now.
All right. So are we ready to speak with the former bailiff?
Yes, you can cast the spell from the scroll if you like.
All right. I do that.
All right. So the same thing happens when you read the spell over the bailiff's corpse as what happened when you read the spell over Arlon's corpse. The chamber gets suddenly dark, and there's suddenly an unearthly glow as you see the bailiff sitting on the stone slab where his body is laid out, looking as he did in life. All of the signs of the dementia and the poisoning, all of those signs are gone, and what you see is a noble, quiet, strong man sitting on the slab. But he's weary. His eyes are weary with the responsibility of all that he's seen and all that he's dealt with as the bailiff.
All right. Turn to the group and say, what questions do you think we should ask him?
You also definitely see the family resemblance between the elder bailiff and his son. So there's no question that he's the current bailiff's father.
Does anyone have any ideas of what we should ask?
I don't know.
Um,
Oh boy.
My brains are jelly right now, so
I'm not technically here, but you could ask him about this thing that's being kept inside the castle.
we could.
We
If there
could.
is any.
So Elduin suggests to the rest of the group that we could possibly ask him like what if the keep or what the keep is being used to like we could say what the purpose of the keep is, or we could say like what is the keep trying to like keep safe. And I think Elduin would have some kind of hunch that the keep might the whatever the keep's protecting might have something or other to do with the artifacts of Vecna.
Farron nods.
Alright, so should we word it as what is the keep being used to keep safe?
Farron nods in a way that
Alright.
suggests that he doesn't have any better ideas.
And
I
Elduin. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna agree. I don't have any better ideas.
Alright, Elduin goes. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
That's alright.
Elduin
Elrond's
goes.
upon us.
Elduin goes over and asks the former bailiff, what is the keep being used to keep safe?
The bailiff looks at you and he says that the keep was built to house the soldiers that were fighting against the goblins and the incursions of the demi-humans from the Northlands. But what people don't know is that the keep was actually built over the ruins of a castle that existed many, many years ago. And the real purpose of the keep, in addition to keeping the goblins at bay, is the catacombs house the relics of Vecna.
Wow.
So, built over a castle. And Elduin would look with surprise and turn to the rest of the group and say, it would seem that we have much grander problems on our hands than a missing caravan.
I'd say we have our work cut out for us, Hafnar would say.
And
Okay.
the ghost of the bailiff, he doesn't say anything, but he points towards the northeastern wall, and he says that that might be a good place to search if you're looking for the entrance to the catacombs.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
we still have 4 other questions.
yeah. Elduin kind of figures we should wait for the rest of our companions before we go searching for, like, ancient relics.
Yes,
And then our next question.
Hafnar will suggest that we should probably go find the caravan first as well, so we can be sure that we're properly armed before we go diving
Right.
into any old castles.
And then, so, let's see. Maybe we could ask him. So, we've established, right, that it was the. Have we established who the poisoner was?
No,
I'm-
that's that part is still a mystery. At first, the party thought it was the bailiff's wife, but that has been um, everybody's
out.
opinion on that has changed now.
Yeah.
Uh,
We could ask him who the poisoner was.
yeah, Theron was just writing down a question to the party. Does he know who poisoned him?
All right. We will ask. We should probably ask who poisoned him rather than does he know who, because, does he know? Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
So we ask who poisoned you.
And the bailiff looks right at you, and he says, "When I was alive, I had no idea who the poisoner was or that I was even being poisoned. About a month before I died, I had been suffering from headaches and some other ailments, and I went to Brother Gilmore, and Brother Gilmore diagnosed me with a thickening of the blood, and he suggested that I see the herbalist for some sort of a potion to stave off these attacks of dizziness and other maladies that I was having. And I'm not a man or a ghost to point fingers, but I did not start feeling the way that I felt before I died until I started taking the herbalist's potion."
Hmm. Theron is currently writing.
Like the current herbalist, not Johanna, right?
No, that would be the current herbalist at the keep.
Alright, Theron has written down for the party how long has the herbalist been in town.
That seems like a
Yeah,
good
that
question
seems like
to ask.
an easier thing to find out than communing with the dead.
Theron
Well,
will
you can just
nod.
ask. You could ask Zavin that question because he's in the room right now.
That's true. We ask Zavin that question.
And Zavin says that the herbalist has been in the town or been inside of the keep for less than 6 months. But he appeared suddenly one day, and the herbalism shop that used to be proprieted by Johanna had stood unused this whole time, and so he got the bailiff's permission to move in there and to set up shop because he had herbalism and potion making skills.
Looks like we have somebody else to pay a visit later. And Elduin asks if he's still in town.
I spoke with him yesterday evening. He was, ironically, he was still awake when you guys returned from your venture in the northern woods. It's strange because he's normally a man who's in bed just after sundown.
Okay, so 3 more questions. We could ask for a clarification on why the bailiff's wife might be searching for the relics of Vecna. But he probably hasn't met the bailiff's wife because the bailiff returned, or
The bailiff, the current bailiff, did not return to the keep until after he had gotten the news that his father had passed. So the old bailiff would not have met the wife.
okay.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, me too.
Let me look over my notes to see if there's any threads that haven't been fully resolved.
If there's a pause, maybe Goliath can wake up.
Yes, actually, Goliath is awake right now at this particular moment, just having awakened from his meditation.
He's been unconscious for 2.5 days.
Yeah. So you're currently awake right now. You're just kind of pulling yourself together in the chapel, shining your armor, all the stuff that you do. And I would suggest that after the party's done in the crypt, that they go to the chapel.
And lycanthropy free, might I add.
That's right.
Unless the herbalist lied to me.
No, the one that prepared your
Or it
potion
was
was the cleric.
It was a cleric.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something about the bailiff, like, while he was sick, like, wandering off randomly for, like, long periods of time?
Yes, the bailiff would go like while he was in his delusions, he would go riding in the forest, and he would be gone for long periods of time, and then he would come back raving about the monsters and ghosts and demons and things of that nature.
We could ask him what kinds of things he saw while he was wandering in the forest during those periods.
Theron'll nod.
Alright, we ask him that.
And the bailiff says, Johanna was the only woman that I ever loved, and the biggest regret and shameful mistake of my life was allowing what happened to her to happen, because not only was I in love with her, but I was the father of her child, and her child was my firstborn son, and mainly what I saw when I was riding in the woods was I would see her ghost, only she would be taunting me. And in the background, whenever I saw a vision of her ghost, I would see a vision of a extraordinarily tall man wearing a red cloak with a skull helmet on, and he would taunt me. And then I would be shown visions of goblins and kobolds overrunning the keep and killing everybody inside. And I would see visions of myself being beheaded and just the most vile things that you could think of. I was being tormented almost the way that a cat would toy with a mouse before going in for the kill.
Well, looks like Lord Mortis was involved in all of this.
Almost as if somebody was getting pleasure from destroying my mind before finally destroying my life.
Alright. One more question.
So we are sure that this outcasted child was a male, right?
Yes, that was positive.
Okay.
I honestly can't think of any other information we need or that would help us.
Maybe if he knows where those artifacts of Wagner are, maybe he knows of
He said
some
that they were below the keep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess we could ask him what all guards them. Like Philip said, what traps are in there and what to
or
expect.
if there's a key or something.
Yeah. We could ask, like, what guards the relics of Vecna.
Or what to expect on the journey to retrieve them.
So we ask, what to expect on the journey to retrieve the relics of Vecna.
And the bailiff tells you that he's never been into the catacombs himself, so he couldn't tell you exactly what it is that you should expect. But he does know that the catacombs have a magic shield around them, and most likely the area has been permeated with a high level dispel magic and dispel evil spell, because the catacombs have been able to safely house the relics for these past centuries. Only a strong magic user could penetrate the magic defenses, or if somebody who had access to the defenses was taken over mentally, that person could penetrate the defenses as well. And he goes, the bailiff, the ghost of the bailiff, further goes on to explain that what a lot of people did not know is that in addition to the relics being safeguarded, somewhere in the area is also safeguarded 3 weapons that belonged to the original group of heroes, and that if those 3 weapons were to be found, then the party would be able to gain the advantage against their mutual villain.
Oh, I hope one of them's a hammer.
And then he also explains that something that he found out through his relationship with Johanna was that she told everybody that she was a refugee from the south, but she was actually a sorceress from the Temple of Bahamut, who was sent to the keep to basically undercover check on the safety of the relics, whether or not they were in danger of being discovered or not. So she had an undercover mission in the keep, and the only reason that the bailiff found out about the fact that she was a sorceress of Bahamut was that once while they were making love, he noticed a bizarre tattoo on her shoulder. That was that same ancient symbol of Bahamut that was found on Goliath's mace.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
So I don't suppose one of those ancient weapons was a mace.
The weapons haven't been discovered yet, but the ghost of the bailiff has a general idea where each of the 3 weapons may be.
Theron writes down that he suggests that before trying to take on maybe even Rigor Mortis,
Rigor mortis.
that we search for these weapons and maybe give ourselves an edge. I'm sorry, do our characters know of Rigor Mortis, or is it just Lord? Has he only been named Lord Mortis?
He's only been named as Lord Mortis, but
Sorry.
no, that's okay. I was about to say that during this discussion with the ghost of the bailiff, and when he revealed that the child was his son, he said the name of the child. The child's name was Rigo, which
Okay.
means king in a southern language.
King Death. Nice.
And then he says, I can but tell you one last thing before I must return to the underworld. And he says 3 locations, the first 3 locations that I would search for the ancient weapons in would be the 2nd level of the Elven crypt, the ruined monastery, and then I would visit the graveyard on top of Graveyard Hill.
Okay.
And the party's wilderness map has been updated with locations.
Okay.
So if you guys want to take a look at that.
Scouts map 1. Not Scouts map 1. Keep? No?
Oh crap! Okay, never mind. It's not on the handout. It's actually a background. So let me switch it over.
Okay.
So this background is the same as the map in the handout, and it's been updated with the names of locations, and then also there's the location of the healing pool and the location of where you guys fought the spiders in the first session. And as things go on, I'm going to mark locations of interest. So here's the keep over here, and then there's the bridge across the river.
Over yet.
We're still on the keep background.
Oh, okay. Hang on a second. I started talking. I forgot to switch to give everybody access.
It's all good.
Okay, is
All right.
everybody seeing it now?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so we
Caves of Chaos.
got the keep here. We've got the healing pool,
Oh boy.
the location of the spider fight,
Them spoders.
the the bridge over the only bridge over the river, the southern forest where the bandits are hiding out somewhere in here, where the lizard man village is. Graveyard Hill is what it's called, but this is what used to be known as Goblin Hill,
Okay.
and this is the location of the ruined monastery. And then up here is the ravine, and then the Cave of Chaos is an unknown location.
Okay. Theron's gonna write down that he suggests that everyone buy at least an extra water skin and fill up on special magic water if it hasn't been destroyed for some reason.
Yeah. Hopefully it hasn't been destroyed. We
Well,
should probably regroup with the rest of the party now.
I think that would be a wise decision. Yeah.
And with that, the ghost of the bailiff fades away, and the light comes back into the room, and both of the bodies, the body of the bailiff and the body of Arlon, continue to lie wrapped in a shroud in their final death look. And
Alright.
suddenly, now during this time, Theron was supposed to be watching out for anybody that may or may not come down the stairs, because this action, what you guys have done, was performed against the wishes of Brother Gilmore, and possibly if the bailiff were to find out, he would probably be upset. But during this conversation, Theron's attention was turned away, and he didn't notice a figure come down the stairs and step into the room, and you hear a low, husky female voice say, "What is the meaning of this sacrilege?" And you turn around, and it's the bailiff's wife. Without the bailiff, however.
Interesting. Elduin would say, "Oh, well, hello. What brings you down here?"
I'm going to ask the questions. What are you doing here in the family crypt?
Research?
Hathar will speak up and say, "Look, we know you're looking for the relic, same as us. Let's cut the bullshit."
Okay, if you wish to speak frankly, then we can speak frankly. Yes, I am looking for the relics of Vecna. Yes, I know that you all had a dream of one of my relatives being burned at the stake. I was the one that cast that spell on you and put those images into your head. So I know what you know. And yes, I am a sorceress of the Order of Bahamut. And she pulls down her the top of her gown and shows you the ancient symbol tattooed on her shoulder.
Why did you share this dream with us, though?
Because I have a feeling that I'm going to need assistance in retrieving the relics and safeguarding them. And based on what I've seen in this keep, aside from Captain Krug, my husband and his soldiers are not cut out for the task at hand. With the exception of Captain Krug, of course. But Captain Krug is but one man.
And what task might that be?
Well, you've been in the keep long enough to be aware of all the strange goings on, and you now also know that the relics are hidden somewhere in the keep. So that would be the retrieval of the relics, the investigating what's going on in the ravine, and attempting to recover the 3 relics that would help you in your fight against my brother.
So Lord Mortis is your brother.
Well, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what the annals of my family have told me.
Interesting. Now, wait, I had a question. So, what use would we have from retrieving the relics? Um, why wouldn't we seek to keep them here and defend this location if there's already safeguards put in place?
She says that these safeguards they're beginning. The magic is beginning to weaken. It's been centuries, and my order has constructed a stronghold where these items can be stored more securely in the south.
And oh,
Is
go
there
ahead.
some kind of a bullshit detector, like lying check?
Um, let's see here.
Or
So if somebody wants to roll an intelligence check, or I'm sorry, a wisdom check to see if they can detect a lie, they can. But also remember that when Goliath attempted to use his detect evil sense on the bailiff's
yeah,
wife, it came up with no evil impulse. But you guys can roll a check if you wish.
the 20 minus 0? No, minus 1. That's a success.
So, Theron, you're able to read her body language and read her facial expressions, and you're listening with your acute Elven hearing. You don't hear her breath skip or her heart skip a beat. So, you are strongly of the opinion that Tristessa is being truthful.
Okay. Just wanted to check.
All right.
But nobody else knows that.
Yeah.
Unless you want to tell the party that, so you can furiously start scribbling it down.
Not yet.
Elduin would kind of just believe her off the bat because she's kind of naive with those types of things. And let's see. Elduin asks if Tristessa knows anything about the new herbalist and why she might have poisoned the old bailiff in Arlon.
I have had no contact with the herbalist and very little contact with some of the other people of the keep since I've been here. I've been trying to keep my cover. Now there's no more need for me to do that, but I would strongly suggest that if you want to find out about the herbalist, that you go pay him a visit.
And does your husband know about all of this, or is he being kept in the dark?
Unfortunately, my husband knows absolutely nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean he knows nothing.
Yeah,
This
we can
man,
tell.
this man is this man is almost a child in a man's body, and I hate to say this, but I don't love this man, and marrying him was part of the ruse in order to complete my mission. Think of me what you will, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
I will admit it's a little weird marrying your brother.
No, actually, this would be like it would be her,
Half brother?
yeah, or second cousin removed or something. It wouldn't be like close
No,
family,
it'd be
you know. It wouldn't be like,
siblings from separate parent
yeah,
with
something like
no
that.
parentage link.
Um,
Yeah, it would be
Like-
like your
Like
half
he
sister.
isn't related to her mother in any
Wait.
way,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and she's not related to his father in any way.
I thought
Okay,
he
yeah.
was.
But they
no.
came.
Let us try not to think about it.
Okay.
Concentrate on the task at hand.
Yeah, because I didn't work out that part of it when I was coming up with the plot. So
I guess it would be like a stepchild.
Yeah.
Well,
situation.
So is she older
siblings.
than Lord Mortis?
she actually is the same
Probably
age
be
as.
younger.
No, she's actually the
Same-
same age as Lord Mortis.
So twins? Or is her mother
What?
is Johanna her aunt? Basically.
Yes. She. Oh wait, no, hang on a second. I messed that up there. Johanna is not twins with Lord Mortis. Lord Mortis is actually her cousin because
Okay.
Okay.
Johanna's mother, or I'm sorry, Tristessa's mother is Johanna's sister, so
Okay.
Johanna is her aunt.
Okay,
But
That
she,
makes
that makes
much
that
more
makes
sense.
more sense.
but she's not quite clear on the family lineage because she's under the mistaken impression that Lord Mortis is her brother.
Okay.
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 So, but now that we've sorted out the parent the parental familial nature here, they're all related. Okay.
Okay.
So,
It's
somehow.
still weird, just not that weird.
Yeah, it's not like Arkansas weird. Oh, sorry, didn't want to
I mean-
offend anybody from Arkansas.
Nah, the closest we have is Florida, and
Well, I mean, I'm from Tennessee, so
Oh, sorry.
it's fine. I don't give a shit.
So, well, just like when I said elves are gay, that doesn't mean I'm homophobic. That wasn't me that said that. It was the goblin that wrote that on the wall.
Yeah. Alright, so should we go pay this herbalist a visit?
It might at this point it might be a good idea just to quickly go to the chapel and collect Goliath and Isabella and let them know what's going on.
Before we go, leave the room real quick. Theron's gonna look for the secret door.
Go ahead and roll a secret door check, because he pointed in the general direction, but he didn't. That was all the information he gave you.
Yeah. That is not a success.
Okay, so at this time you don't find the location into the lower catacombs, but you know the general area. So if you keep searching it, you'll eventually find.
Yeah. Theron frowns and continues on with the rest of the group.
So
Disappointed in himself
it might be easier for the dwarf to find it too.
because of the stonework thingy.
Yep. So the party has decided to go over to the chapel to get Goliath and Isabella. And Goliath has been out of commission for about 2 days, so he definitely needs to be filled in. And also, Goliath, your healing and your meditation ritual gives you you gain 1 point of wisdom, and you gain enough experience to attain your next level.
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
good.
So I noticed you were like 500 points XP short of your next level. So whatever you need to level up, you get that, and you get a
Yeah,
permanent point of wisdom.
526. Cool.
And that's because of your 2 days spent basically unconscious in a meditative and mystical state. And Isabella, you were able to be resurrected, like I said earlier, and you suffer no ill effects, no loss of stats or anything. You're back to normal pretty much.
Nice.
The only difference is that you've gained 3 new spells.
Man, maybe you should try dying more
So-
often.
I need to roll a hit dice.
So, as we're collecting them from the chapel, Hafnar will pat Goliath on the shoulder and say, "You slept through a miniature war, my friend."
My only regret is that I did not see the glory of battle.
My only regret is that I couldn't slaughter all those kobolds myself.
Yeah, that was a good battle. Like a bunch of them got set on fire, and there was hacking and sword play going on, and yeah, it was awesome.
Theron
And-
almost got the party killed.
Theron almost got the party killed. Yeah, even Captain Krug got knocked unconscious for a little bit.
Nice. Not bad.
Theron doesn't do conflict resolution.
Nope. He sees the threat and attempts to negate the threat.
As a DM, I still wonder what I would have done. Would I have just made it like not hit and then had him disappear, or would I have had him attack you?
As a player, I am mostly fine with either option because story reasons. So, but my character would have done that, so I had to try.
Well, he basically told you guys you had an opportunity to leave because he doesn't care about anything but his revenge right now. So maybe he wouldn't have attacked.
Well, such is the curse of being a good aligned party. We have to get in the way of his revenge.
Yeah.
Theron's just out for the adventure.
All right.
What level are you, Goliath?
I'm level 3 now. Oh, I don't know.
Jesus, I'm not even level 2 yet.
Well, you should have thought of that before you decided to be a fighter magic user.
Yeah, you got a really high level cap, or not, I mean
Yeah.
XP requirement.
Yeah.
Well, wait, are we still doing the additive XP or resetting?
No,
Doing
we're
additive.
resetting.
Okay, so
No,
I
we're
gotta
doing
always-
additive, remember?
Oh wait, we are. Oh, that's right. The other game is resetting. So
Yeah.
yes, we are doing additive. But
Okay.
yeah, but you only gained enough experience to make that level. You didn't gain any extra than that.
Right, it just stopped at 5,000.
Yeah. Or
Alright.
I mean, whatever it was. I think it was like 520 something, or whatever you needed to make the next level is what you got.
Yeah, 526 for my next level, and then that brings me up to 5,000 total.
Yeah.
Now,
Elduin suggests that we go pay the herbalist a visit now, after like telling Goliath and Philip everything we've learned.
So the party does quickly fill in Goliath and Isabella as to what happened, and then you find out that while Isabella was unconscious and while Goliath was meditating, they had the same dream and vision as well. So they are familiar with the story of the burning at the stake. So now that everybody's caught up, if you guys wish to pay a visit to the herbalist's house, you may. His house is located across from the chapel, which is the one with the red roof right here.
Alright. Elduin begins heading over there.
Theron follows.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's dusk now. Or actually, I'm sorry, it was dusk when you entered the crypt, and then upon exiting the crypt, it's full nighttime darkness now. And the house is this, like I said, this two-story house with the red roof, and the house is dark. And it's very unusual because even though it's dark outside, all of the buildings have lights. You can see the lights coming from the tavern and the lights coming from the various shops as they're closing up for the day, and the lights coming from the chapel and from the guardhouse. But the house that houses the herbalist lives in is pitch black, no lights whatsoever.
Hathnar will knock on the door.
And as you knock on the door, the force of your blow, not your blow, but the force of your knock actually pushes the door open, because the door was slightly ajar to begin with.
Well,
Shall we enter?
head inside. But first, Hathnar is gonna check around for traps. That is not successful.
So you're unable to detect any traps, and even though that was an unsuccessful roll, I'm going to tell you that the house is not, or the first floor of the house is not booby trapped. And then has Theron walked in yet?
Has anybody walked in?
Hathnar has walked in, right?
Okay, I think yeah, Theron would go in after Hathnar.
So as soon as Theron, as soon as you enter into the house, because of your more highly developed senses and sense of smell, you immediately smell rotting flesh. It's not strong and pungent, but it's strong enough to let you know that there's a dead body somewhere in this house.
Theron will put his hand on Hathnar's shoulder and run his hand across his throat.
Oh, I thought you meant run his hand across Hathnar's throat for a second.
No, yep. He will run his hand across his own throat, signaling death of some kind.
It's like, it's They're strangling me or something?
Yes,
And-
yes. Theron now strangles Hafnar.
And as your dark vision begins to adjust to the interior of the house, you notice that there's food in the cupboard that's rancid. You notice that there's a thick covering of dust over all the furniture, as if somebody hasn't been inside of this house for a while. And then underneath the smell of the rotten food is the smell of the corpse that's somewhere.
Theron will run his hand across some dusty surface and basically point it out to the party.
Elduin will walk in.
Does anyone have light?
You actually have create light, that spell.
Yeah, but I don't want to use it.
I mean, you can just
we
recharge
have plenty
it.
of we have torches.
Yeah.
All right.
sure. There's a
Theron
couple
doesn't-
candles laying around somewhere.
Yeah, there's you look on the table and there's the dining table. There's like a candelabra with 3 candles in it.
Okay, Hathnar will use his tinderbox and light those candles and bring it over to where the party is congregating.
And as the dim light of the candle floods the room, the whole party is able to see the same thing. The house is clean, but it's not. It doesn't look like it's been lived in for a while. The smell of the rotting food. There's stagnant water in a chamber pot, and there's a heavy layer of dust and debris over everything.
Is it-
Hathnar will turn to Theron and ask, are you able to pinpoint where that scent is coming from that you mentioned earlier? Or like where the body is?
Theron will try. Does it seem like the smell is more strong towards the stairs?
It seems to you that the smell is strongest near the stairs, but it seems to be coming from the earthen basement of the building.
Okay. Theron will gesture towards the basement.
Hathnar will stroke his beard and say, should we go down to the basement now, or should we check around this floor first? He'll just ask in general to the party.
Elduin says, whatever's creating that stench, we might want to know as much as we can about it before we go down there. So let's look around up here first, some more.
Very well.
And Elduin will start, like, looking around, trying to figure out, like, I guess, how,
Looking for signs of struggle or...
yeah, that kind of thing. Looking for, like, broken stuff.
And
You-
Theron joins her.
The two of you looking together find no signs of a struggle, but you get into the area where the herbalist would have had his workshop and where he would have his herbs on hand, and you notice that every single herb that you're aware of that would have a healing property is just wilted and disused, and it has just been allowed to die from neglect. But every single herb that could be used to create a poison is flourishing, and you don't know the full ingredients of the particular poison that Corvus once mentioned, but he did speak a little bit about some of the ingredients, and you find the ingredients in the work area to have made the particular poison that afflicted both Arlon and the Bailiff.
Elduin shares this with the rest of the party.
Hathnar will take this information in and say, Paladin, do you sense any aura of evil in this place?
That's a very good question.
You do sense an aura of evil, but it's not. It's like a lingering sense. It's almost as if there was an incredible evil here, that is now gone, but has left a trace of itself behind. So it's not an active, present evil, but your senses tell you there was evil here that's now gone.
Would Elduin know of any magic that could, like, be used to, like, age things like this? Because, I mean, as the guy told us, the herbalist was just, like, doing their thing the other day, so Elduin would imagine this level of, like, dilapidation couldn't occur that quickly.
Roll an intelligence check for me, please.
Pass?
So, that is a pass. So what I'm going to tell you is the absolute truth. But at your level of experience, you would not be familiar with with an aging magic. But as soon as you put that idea out to the party, Theron would indicate to you that this is naturally this is natural. This has naturally occurred over a long period of time.
Okay.
So no magic was used. It's just this is literally a month of dust and rot and wilting of the untended for herbs. And it is ironic because the cleric did tell you that he spoke with the herbalist just the day before, and that he was seen that evening.
Does Theron know how long it takes for a body to be to have a smell?
Yeah, you would know exactly how long it would take for an animal carcass to begin to decompose, and you would apply similar logic to to that of a human or a humanoid. So you would know that in order to smell what you're smelling, this body has to have been dead for at least a couple weeks, but is most likely covered with something like earth or rocks or something.
Can we tell if any of the earth has been tilled recently?
That would be in the basement.
Or did we not go downstairs yet?
No, we're still checking upstairs. So is this a 2-story house with a basement, main level, and a upper level?
Yeah, this is it's a 2-story house. The main level is the shop and work area. The upper level would be like at the living area, and the lower level is an earthen basement.
Okay. Theron would write down that he suggests that we check all of the potions for that are passed off as healing potions for signs of being poisons.
Damn, we need Corvus.
NPC
I mean-
Corvus.
Actually, if the party wants, I can. Zavin can create another scroll of Speak to the Dead, and you can talk to Corvus. If you want.
Alright,
Sure.
let's just gather some of these potions now, and we can do that when we get a chance.
I mean, we can just take them to the what's it called?
Yeah, the clerics probably know what they are.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
have the ability to test them.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a detect poison spell that higher level clerics would know.
Oh yes, Brother Gilmore would most certainly be high enough level to know that spell.
So we could just take them to the clergy.
Yeah, if you wanted to do that, it's up to you guys.
Alright, let's pick up some of these potions to get them tested.
So, Elduane, you're able to pick up 4 vials of potion, and they were in a rack that was labeled, potion of cure light wounds. It wouldn't really be labeled that, but it would be labeled as some sort of medicine, something that would be for healing or medicinal purposes. And that was 4 vials of that.
Alright. Are there any more that others can grab, or was that it?
That was it. Just the
All
4
right.
vials.
Alright.
Elduin suggests. Oh, go ahead.
Should we explore the basement first, or go get these tested?
Well,
Well,
let's clear the house. Make sure the guys that's
Yeah.
still here.
Yeah.
If there's nothing of interest downstairs, Theron will go upstairs to check out the upstairs.
There's actually a cash box that has 80 gold pieces in it.
Alrighty.
Alright, look. Goliath is gonna go downstairs.
All right.
Yeah.
As
Elduin
Theron's going
follows.
upstairs, Theron will notice that no one is following him and follow them downstairs.
Yes, we will go downstairs.
So
Alright, I'm already downstairs.
the party the party goes downstairs, and under the illumination of the candle, you see that there's a shovel in the corner, and that the very center of the earthen basement, there's a patch of ground that seems to have been disturbed recently.
Get
Elduin,
another potential use for that magic shovel.
Goliath will grab the shovel and dig up whatever's buried.
And you grab the shovel and you begin to dig, and you're facing the stairs that you walked down. So when you came down originally, you didn't see it at first because it was underneath the staircase, but you see almost like in a childlike kind of like drawing on the wall, you see a drawing of Lord Mortis. Like somebody drew a picture of him on the wall with the flowing cloak and the skull face and the giant horns. And you don't have to dig very deep before you come across a badly decomposed body.
Who wants to bet this is the former herbalist?
Elduin says that wouldn't be a very smart bet. Yeah, we should probably get somebody who can recognize the herbalist to take a look at this body.
Well, since Zavin was the one that saw him recently, that would be a good bet. So if you guys want to, or if you want to send somebody over to the chapel to fetch him, you can do that.
Let's send somebody over. Elduin would go over to fetch Zavin.
So he's you go into the chapel and you see him. He's just inside the door and he's sitting in one of the pews, beginning his nightly devotions.
Elduin approaches him and says, "We have some important developments to share with you."
And he sets his tome aside on the bench and says, "Lead the way, dear lady."
And then Elduin quickly leads the way over to the herbalist's shop.
And so you lead him into the shop and down into the basement. And by this time, Goliath has pretty much dug the body completely up.
Yeah, can I discern what kind of wounds killed him?
Yeah, his head is like, you go to pick the body up out of the shallow grave, and his head lolls back like there's no bones, or like the neck bones are completely shattered. So somebody broke his neck, pulverized his neck, twisted his head, something to that effect. But he definitely died from a broken neck. And the body's badly decomposed. The flesh is blackened in some spots, and there's maggots coming out of his eye, out of his left eye, and clinging to the left side of his face. But there's enough of his face left on the right side so that Zavin, after he's done throwing up from the smell and from the side of the dead body, is able to say, yes, that is the herbalist. Only it looks like a corpse that's been dead for at least 2 to 3 weeks.
And you said that you saw him just yesterday, right?
I saw, yes, he was here just yesterday. I was speaking to him about when he expected the hermit from the forest to deliver another shipment of of Saint Cuthbert's beard, and he said that he was expecting the hermit within the next few days. And then, as you returned from your adventure to the north in the forest, he was anxiously pacing on the second floor, watching out of the window, which was odd to me.
And you didn't pick up anything, any strange mannerisms off of him or anything, or he
So
didn't
are you
feel
thinking a
different?
mimic or something, or somebody that can disguise themselves?
Yeah, somebody disguising.
It's possible. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of doppelgangers. I'm sure you've heard of polymorph self magic. If a magic user was as powerful as this Lord Mortis is supposed to be, I wouldn't put it past him to know how to cast polymorph self. He might have been amongst us in the keep for weeks and have us not know.
And you haven't been within the herbalist shop within that time, have you? So you wouldn't have picked up on the dilapidation or anything.
No, I must admit that my studies and my devotions and my duties to Brother Gilmore were keeping me quite busy. And then, of course, when you and your companions arrived at the keep, that created quite a stir and got me involved in some things that kept me busy as well. And so, unfortunately, I cannot say that I would have had occasion to notice the dilapidation.
Well, now that we know what we're dealing with, we should probably find a way to protect ourselves. I know shapeshifters are susceptible to wolfsbane and silvered weapons.
That is true.
Elduin would then pull out the potions and say that we recovered this from the main floor, and asks if he could test them to see if they're actually medical potions or if they're possibly poisons.
And he takes the vials from you, and he looks, just looking at them, he can tell you that this is in fact the same medication that the bailiff was taking, that was prescribed by the herbalist for his condition. He opens up he takes the cork off of one vial, and he smells it, and a sour look comes over his face, and then he tastes with the tip of his tongue the cork, and immediately spits out what he tasted, and he says, "These are all deadly poison. This is not medicine. This is deadly poison."
Elduin says, "Well, I think we found our poisoner."
Yes,
Or at
whoever
least
was
who the poisoner was.
impersonating this
Whoever was
herbalist
impersonating
is up to no good at all.
Yes, and Zavin says, yes, unfortunately it appears that my good friend the herbalist was in fact murdered, and the person that we supposed to be the herbalist for the last few weeks was an imposter. And like I said before, there's various different things that could have that ability. A doppelganger, magic, the possibilities are endless. There's a conspiracy going on here at this keep.
How would we discern if somebody's using a spell of polymorph?
If you were to have a scroll or a potion of detect magic, or if you had a party member that was educated in that spell, you could tell. If the Also, if the person that was disguised was unable to sufficiently mask their aura, and they had an evil aura, you could sense it as well.
Yeah.
And it's also a strong suspicion that the person was unable to mask their aura, since their aura of evil left a trace behind.
Interesting. Has anyone left town during the past few days?
We have various travelers that come and go. We have groups of adventurers that show up, and caravans that travel the merchant road that leads to the east. So comings and goings are not highly unusual. we've had recently a party of pilgrims that stayed in the chapel for a few weeks, and then they departed for parts unknown.
I think we need to set up a trap for this imposter herbalist, in case he comes back, so we can find out who he really is.
We should also get supplies from the grove to test anybody that might be a doppelganger or a shapeshifter. I mean, before we only got enough wolfsbane for my remedy, but now it seems like it could be more useful for other situations.
And Zavin tells you that at that point he speaks up and he says that I know the ingredients that you can make to that you can use to make a dispel magic or dispel illusion potion, so that whoever drinks the potion will be able to see through the illusion. And the ingredients are found in the north, near the pool and near the Elven crypt.
Well, we do have to head over there anyways. It also may be a good idea to pay that hermit a visit if we can track him down.
Yes, I'm aware that the hermit lives somewhere near the clearing. I don't know the exact location, but it can't be very far, because I also have a strong feeling that the herbs he collects and trades come from the clearing. And then Zavin says, "I'll be right back," and he runs off into the chapel. And you see in the distance, you see the other clerics reacting and looking strangely at the party, and the news of the foul play at the herbalist shop is beginning to spread. So now all the keep people are starting to become aware.
That can't be good.
Well, let us waste no time. I say we head up and start collecting the ingredients for this potion.
Did we want to maybe rest for the night, or should we head over in the middle of the night, hoping that, you know, any forces working
set
against
out
us
at
when
first light or something.
Yeah.
Yes, that could work. I need
I'm-
to
yeah.
regenerate some HP anyways.
I'm just concerned about any like forces that would be working against us within the keep. Might be able to get word out by then, and Lord Mortis could prepare a response to our investigations.
The idea also overtakes you that the kobold attack on the keep could have been a diversion.
I mean, diversion or not, we didn't really have much of a choice in that matter. So would we like to rest for the night before heading over there, or do you think we should try to maintain, like, we should try to keep pace so that Lord Mortis doesn't have the drop on us?
Oh, what time is it now?
It's like night.
Yeah, it would be
No.
about probably around 9:30 or so.
I think Elduane brings up a good point. I say we should head out towards the healing pool.
Yes, if anyone needs any healing, they can drink from the pool.
Theron's going to write down. Is there somewhere at this time that we could find more water skins?
Are you asking the
Do we
party,
know?
or are you asking the DM, or are you asking Zavin?
Both. all
I
three
feel
really.
like Zavin would be the best to ask.
So at that moment, Zavin returns with a list of the ingredients that he needs you to retrieve in order to construct, or in order to brew one vial of the potion, and then you ask him the question about the party can procure water skins, and he says that the most likely place would be the tavern. Speak to old Nicholas, and he might be able to give you some extra water skins.
Well, no time to waste.
You think our dragon skin clothing is also ready?
Oh, that's right. Did you take the? That's right. You took the dragon skin to the armorer, right, or to the leather tanner.
Tailor, whoever makes those types of things, I'm sure.
Let me roll the
hope so.
dice and see what it comes up with. If it's a high number, then it's ready. If I roll a low number, then it's not ready. So the suit or the clothing is not ready yet.
Is maybe like one cloak ready, or?
I rolled a 13 on a 100 side dice. So.
Oh, so not quite there yet.
No, not yet. But the party can rush to the tavern, and old Nicholas is doing the same thing he always does, wiping down the bar with that same dirty rag and telling some outlandish story to a young soldier about. This time he's talking about how he single-handedly killed a hill giant.
Right, Hathnar will slam open, reverse slam open the doors, and say, Nicholas, we need water skins.
Water skins. Well, I have several water skins. What do you need them for? Do you want to buy them, or do you want to rent them?
For purchase.
Well,
For purchase.
we'll
so
pay you back in a full water skin of cure light wounds.
Why? Theron gives you a strange look.
We need those potions. He doesn't need them. He's
Yeah,
not even that
Hathnar-
good of an adventurer.
Hathnar will say, I can pay in gold immediately.
Theron nods his head and agrees with Hathnar.
I have 4 water skins available. I will let you have all 4 of them for 20 gold pieces. And they're brand new. I never got a chance to use them. Traveling salesman told me that they were made out of a chimera's belly.
Deal, and he will give Nicholas 20 gold pieces.
Theron will hand over the other 20.
Or 10, you mean?
I thought it was 40 for all 4.
No, 20 for all 4.
Oh, 20 for all 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
We can do 10 each. Hathnar will
Okay.
give 10.
Theron will also give 10.
And Nicholas swipes his hand across the bar and scoops up the coins and tosses the 4 water skins on the table. And he says, enjoy. And he goes back to wiping the bar and talking about how he killed a hill giant single-handedly.
Theron will take 1.
Which is ironic because he actually joined the fight against the kobolds and then he ran away and stayed in the back.
Yeah, Hathnar will take 1 as well.
If nobody else wants one, Elduin
mean-
will take one. But
Are we each gonna take one?
well, we got 4 and there's 5 of us.
Oh, okay.
Theron paid for one,
Yeah.
at least one, so
So did Hathnar.
Okay.
it's basically
Go ahead.
between you 3.
No, go ahead. I'm good.
All right, Elduin will take one, and then Philip.
But I'm most of the time in the back.
Yeah, but you taking damage means you're immediately close to death, so good idea to
Okay.
have some quick healing.
Thank you.
And so the party wishes to go to the clearing and immediately procure the potions, or did you want to look into the other goals? Because there's still the caravan that needs to be investigated, and you did promise the blacksmith that you would attempt to find what happened to his brother.
Wait, what happened to the blacksmith's brother?
Oh, okay,
Oh,
that
right.
was another thing.
Yeah.
While they were shopping at the blacksmith indicated that his brother was a high-ranking member of the Merchants Guild, and that the caravan that was lost was his caravan, and that he was actually riding with the caravan to pay his brother a visit at the keep. And the blacksmith asked the party if they could discover what happened to his brother.
I guess we should really search for this caravan.
Well, we got the information that the bandits were south of the keep, but the healing pool is north.
I
So,
think we.
North or south?
I think when we
think we-
interrogated the bandits, they said that they kept the loot in the in the ravine caverns.
That's right.
Yeah, they kept it in a canyon.
I think that we should head
Well, if
to
we-
the
If we
cops
leave the
first.
bandit camp, they could come back while we're retrieving the caravan supplies, and then we'd be in a tougher situation.
Hathnar is sure we can handle them.
And also, traveling at night doubles the chances of a random encounter.
Then
So
let us sleep maybe, and the next morning travel towards
yeah, north or south?
Well,
I would say north.
it seems we have three options. Go to the well to get. We go to the well to get healing stuff. Go to the ravine to find the caravan, or go to the bandit camp to try to make going to the ravine easier.
Well, if we're going to the well, we can also search for the special weapon in the
Yeah.
Elven tomb.
Crypt tomb thing.
And
I say we
the
go to the caravan.
That's just because you want fire whiskey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Elduane also made the deal with Nicholas about gold in return for retrieving the fire whiskey, or the thunder whiskey is what it was.
Oh, thunder whiskey.
This Thunder Whiskey has nothing to do with this, Paladin. We need to make sure we are properly armed before we take on an army of the dead.
Theron sort of nods, gesturing to his limited supply of arrows, because I believe the blacksmith said that he had no arrows to sell.
That's correct. The caravan, the merchandise from the caravan would be like a virtual trove of merchandise. I mean, it would have all the supplies that you could possibly be looking for.
We also can
So
go
if
and get
we-
the lizard men to ally with us still.
Yeah, that's right, because Captain Krug also did indicate that he had some history with the Lizardmen, and that if you were to parlay with them, they can be convinced to help defend the keep.
all right. So my to-do list for us, I have track the caravan, help the blacksmith find his brother, search the ravine for the caravan, seek out Lizardman allies, and then seek out those Vecna, the weapons that helped to slay Vecna.
And Zavin is still here, so he he overhears you say about the weapons, and he says, "I was reading this ancient tome, and it spoke of a battle between a group of heroes and a lich, and it spoke of three weapons that were wielded by the adventurers that helped them defeat the lich, and one of the items was a a sword that had the power of flame. One of the items was a hammer that had the power of thunder, and the other item was a bow that had the power of ice.
Awesome.
Ah, Hathlar likes the sound of that thunder hammer.
Elduin is definitely interested in flaming swords.
As I believe the only one who uses a bow,
I can use a bow.
you can use a bow, but I don't think you do use a bow.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a paladin. I can use anything.
Yeah.
I
And,
would be more inclined to give a ice bow to Theron, personally.
The ghost of the bailiff did also indicate that he was sure that one of the weapons was on the lower level of the Elven crypt.
Yeah.
I thought he said the second level.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the second the second lower level. The second level, yeah.
All right.
All right. So
So much stuff to do.
Elduin thinks that we should go and visit the pool first because we can get the various potions there. The supplies for the potions. We can maybe see if the hermit's around. We can restock on magic water, and we can check out the second level of the crypt.
So
Yeah.
basically, we
And-
can get the most
And
stuff
then
done.
from there, we could probably go over
Travel.
to the cavern
ravine.
where the supplies were being stored.
Yes,
Yeah.
it seems to have the highest concentration of things we need to do.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do we rest for the night, or do we go in the cover of darkness and risk whatever wanders in the woods at night?
Hathnar has no strong feelings one way or the other.
Neither does Theron.
So now, travel by night does increase the chance of encountering a wandering monster. And when I roll a six-sided dice, if it pops up as a 1, that would indicate a random encounter. But at night, if it pops up as a 1 or a 2, then that's a random encounter. And I have an expansive random encounter chart. But you can weigh your options against it because I'm only going to roll 6 times for a random encounter.
Okay, so
So you can
Isabella
gamble.
will suggest that a witch isn't afraid of the dark, but a wise witch will choose the light.
You must have the highest wisdom of the group.
Oh yeah.
No, I have wisdom 14.
Yeah, Elduin has a wisdom of 7, so
Nice.
she's like, yeah, let's go wandering in the woods at night.
Hathnar will speak up in agreement with Isabella and say there's an old dwarven proverb, there's bravery and then there's blind bravery. Never get the two confused. So I say we rest for the
So-
night.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah. Theron will follow the majority of the party.
All right, awesome. Everybody gets 100 XP for that awesome role play and investigation of the herbalist house.
Alrighty. Can I roll to recover HP?
Well, if you guys are gonna go rest, then we'll count it as a long rest, and everybody can heal without having to roll. Everybody will just go back to max.
Sweet.
Alright.
So by now it's about 10 o'clock at night, and the party returns to the tavern or to the chapel, wherever it is they choose to sleep. And Goliath has suggested earlier that everybody be ready to depart at first light. So that's roughly 8 hours away. So the party lays down to sleep, and your dreams are fitful. You dream of strange things. You see vague, hazy figures in your dream, and you wake up all at the same time. Wake up and look out the window and notice the very first rays of the dawn coming up. I would imagine that Goliath is already up and ready to go.
Oh yeah. He barely slept anyway.
Yeah, Theron will be.
He's been sleeping for 2.5 days. So.
Theron will be up at dawn too.
Hathnar's raring to go.
So did we split the gold?
I don't think we did yet.
Oh, we didn't actually. What is 8 divided by 5?
16.
Yeah.
Everyone gets 16 gold pieces.
Woo! Where's that? Okay.
Did everybody write down their 100 XP for good roleplay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before I leave, I'm gonna ask the clerics to hold on to some of my coin.
Okay,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm overloaded.
Zavin indicates that they can store your coin or other items in a safe place for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave 1,000 gold pieces with them.
Yeah, Hathnar will leave 500 of his gold in his chest.
If the offer's open to the entire party, Theron will leave 500 gold with the clerics.
Yes, the offer is open to everybody.
Okay.
Okay. While they are at the clerics, Isabella will just go over to the smithy and see if she can find maybe some more daggers to buy.
Yes, the blacksmith has 3 daggers available for sale, and he'll let you have all 3 of them for 15.
Nice. I'll take them.
So the blacksmith is giving out good deals because the party is going to help find his brother. So, and then Elduane, as you're in the chapel with the other members of the party, you see Zavin come up, and he says, "Have you seen Brother Gilmore?"
No, I haven't seen him around lately.
It's odd. Brother Gilmore did not sleep in his chambers last night, and he is a man of strict habits, and he takes his daily devotions at the same time every day, and he goes to bed at the same time every night. And for him to stay out all night and to have his bed not be slept in is very, very odd.
That is odd. Maybe we should go pay a visit to Captain Krug to see if he's been in contact with him at all.
Unfortunately, Captain Krug, one of the guards overhears this, and he says that unfortunately Captain Krug is not in the keep right now. He rode out last night and said that he had some urgent business to attend to, and said that he would be back this afternoon.
You know if he left with Brother Gilmore?
No, he left by himself.
Doesn't sound very smart in these times, but it is what it is. Well, I turn to the rest of the party and I say, do we want to take some time to find where the heck Brother Gilmore is, or should we continue on our current plan of action?
Theron writes down, if we keep getting distracted by every new goal, we won't get anything done.
Yes, let us continue along our original course of action.
Elduane asks Zavin if he can, while we're gone, investigate what happened to Brother Gilmore, but that we have pressing matters to attend to already that have been superseded by other distractions already.
And he says, of course, my lady, I will look into this situation personally, and when you return to the keep, do not hesitate to visit me in my quarters, and I will let you know what I've learned.
Alright. I say, Elduin says thank you and rejoins the party.
Are we all ready?
There
Elduin
nods.
nods.
Yeah.
Hathnar will lead the group out of the keep.
So the group exits the keep through the portcullis and follows the road down to where you cross the main road and begin walking across the grasslands into the northern forest. And the first rays of dawn are streaking across the sky. And so far, the journey is pleasant. There's no disturbances or any signs of wandering monsters. And actually, all 3 rolls for wandering monsters come up negative, so you actually are able to make it about a few hours later. The party is able to make it to the forest pool. So let me go ahead and pull that up here. Okay, so here we are at the pool. Let me just get everybody's token on here. Oh, actually, there's no need for tokens because there's no encounter here either.
First thing before we go down, Theron's gonna fill his water skins to full.
Hathnar will as well.
So the pool is uncorrupted. It's exactly as the same as it was before. So the battle with the bandits didn't do anything to it, and it doesn't look like anybody has set foot in the area since you were here last.
Should have
Elduin
asked that
fills-
first.
Elduin fills up her water skins.
I like this music.
It is. It's nice.
Hathnar will pat Theron on the shoulder and say, "You're right at home here, aren't you, Elf?"
Theron nods with a peaceful look on his face.
I like the dynamic between these two personally.
Yeah. So is Hathnar getting less racist, at least towards Theron?
Well, I mean, yeah, I was trying to roleplay that
Yeah.
kind of a Legolas Gimli sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can we balance the background music a little bit?
It is
Yeah,
a
can you turn it
little
down?
loud.
Yeah, it's a bit loud here. I'm trying to find the option.
But yeah, I figured like Legolas.
Is that
and
better?
Gimli,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
that's good. The stuff that they'd been through together and all that would eventually supersede the antipathy that elves and dwarves have for each other naturally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they have been through a lot. All
Yeah.
those traps, all those pitfalls. All right.
Elduin suggests that we descend again once more into the crypt.
Theron nods.
Yeah.
The most said phrase in this game. Nods.
It's not like he can do anything else.
Can Hathnar and Theron have extra experience for a budding friendship?
Sure. Sure. What the hell? 100 extra XP. Everybody, and then everybody else gets 50.
Yeah.
I'm feeling generous today. So the party descends staircase into the Elven crypt, and everything is untouched the way that you left it. There's still dead bodies of ghouls on the ground. There's still the broken sarcophagus. There's still the goblin feces smeared on the wall. There's still the goblin graffiti. and the crypt is still, eerily still and silent, and the dry, musty smell comes back to your nostrils and makes you remember the last time that you were in this crypt, and
When
you
half the
make
party died.
and when half the party died, and you make your way to the chamber that had the staircase that led down. Um, does anybody want to make any last-minute preparations before the party goes down?
I mean, can I find some more wolfsbane or herbs around?
Oh, should we do that before descending, or?
Yeah. Before you guys descend, if you you're able, if you want, you're able to collect every single herb off of the list that Zavin gave you.
Okay.
All right.
Because the herbs, they weren't like rare herbs or anything. It was just the things that were growing around. So a little bit of wolfsbane, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So, um, who wants to carry the ingredients?
Um, if no one else wants to, Theron will.
Okay.
Herbs for dispel magic potion.
Yeah. Dispel magic or what did I say? Reveal illusion or what? Something like that.
Something like that.
So give me a second here. I'm just putting tokens for everybody and getting everybody sized the right way and giving everybody sight. So like if everybody wants to take 5, that would be fine, and then I can finish getting the stuff ready.
Yeah, I need to use the restroom real quick.
So I should have prepared this today, but I actually had to work today rather than just sit around and get my game ready.
So you're
Okay.
lucky you're on the West Coast, so you get to wait until we're done and then watch Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, that's right. My girlfriend's
'Cause-
recording it right now.
Because it comes on in an hour for Central, and or actually it started at 9, so it started 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, she's recording it for me. So after I'm done, after we're done here, I'm probably gonna watch it. Either that or when I get off work tomorrow.
Well, it's a great thing about HBO On Demand or HBO Go. It posts as soon as it goes live for your time zone.
Is everybody else is on the East Coast, right, or on Central Coast?
I'm on the East Coast.
I'm on Central, I think.
Yeah, me in Chicago. Be Central.
I'm Eastward.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's already morning there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 5 a.m.
Oh wow.
You have a weird schedule, or are
No,
you just rocking the midnight oil?
that's yeah, rocking all the night. So I go to sleep very early, and then I wake up very early, and yeah.
Hey, that's the way to do it.
Yep.
That's one way to do it.
Early to rise, early to bed makes me healthy but socially dead.
So can a paladin have multiple attacks?
I don't think so. At least not in this rule set.
I think that's
Uh,
reserved for like high level fighters, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't see why once you gain some higher levels that you shouldn't be able to take combat training that would enhance your abilities like that. But I
Yeah.
think that would be like starting around like 5th level is when you'd be able to take that
Yeah.
on.
5th level rangers can fire 3 arrows every 2 rounds. And then at 9th level, I can fire 2 arrows every round.
So am I using the saves for a cleric or a fighter?
Fighter.
Fighter? Okay. That's what I
So
thought.
for 3rd level, nothing changes except for your hit points.
Yeah, it's just the difference between cleric and fighter is slight.
Yeah,
And spells,
yeah.
or is a little better for a couple things.
Yeah, I mean, paladins are basically like fighters, but with feelings.
Yeah, rangers and fighters use the fighter saving throws and attack bonus.
Alright.
Wow, the combat in Call of Cthulhu isn't as deadly as I thought.
I thought Call of Cthulhu was like notorious for being super deadly
I
and
mean,
like
if
having like
you're,
lasting wounds and stuff.
yeah, I mean, if you're using things like knives and like firearms, it is.
Uh,
But there's this thing called the major wound, um, counter, I guess, condition, major wound condition. Um, Basically, if your investigator takes more than half their hit points in damage from a single attack, they get a major wound.
uh,
And then if they have a major wound and they have their HP reduced to 0, and then they fail a Constitution check, then they die.
oh shit.
But if you get your HP reduced to 0 by smaller increments, like say someone just punches you a bunch of times, doing like 2 or 3 damage each time, then if you don't have a major wound, you can't die, basically.
I see.
Like if you get reduced to 0, but you don't have a major wound, you just get knocked unconscious. It's meant to represent someone like beating the tar out of you rather than actually killing you. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah, I get it.
And I think that's a good addition because otherwise people would die from like 3 punches. So
Okay, can everybody see and see their name tags and their hit points and just like see in general with the
We're
dynamic
still
lighting?
on the Grove.
Oh, okay. Well, that would help if I change the map.
excuse me, I'm sorry.
Okay. How about now?
I can see
Yeah.
Theron. I can see Elduin's hit point bar. Um,
I can see Theron in my own name tag.
I can see Hathnar's name tag.
Yeah, I
I can
think
see
Okay,
Goliath's name
there's
tag.
Goliath.
We're
Yeah.
all. Let's step into the room so that we can see each
Yeah.
other.
I can't see everybody's health, but I can see everybody's name.
I can't see my health.
Yeah, I can't see Theron's health either.
okay.
Either. I can see
Yeah, I
everyone
think
except for
Theron's the only one we can't see for his health bar.
Everything else looks good.
Okay,
yeah,
so
nameplates are all good.
so you can't see Theron's health bar?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's because I didn't give him any hit points.
Uh,
Okay, how about now?
there we go. Yep,
Cool.
I see it.
That works.
So the party walks down the staircase and onto the second level of the Elven crypt, and you hear water trickling far away off in the distance, and there's a dusty smell, and there's 2 sarcophagus right in front of you that bear the same signs of the upper sarcophagus of having been bashed open and had the remains taken. Other than that, the room is empty, and there's 4 doors. There's a door to the east, the north, and the west. And the sarcophagus is searchable as well.
So I'm gonna search this one.
Okay, hang on one second. I'm getting my chart ready. Give me 1 second here.
What do I have to roll?
A 20-sided dice and a 4-sided dice at the same time.
Oh.
Or you can roll them back to back.
Oh, okay.
That's 16.
Yep.
So inside of the sarcophagus that you check, you find 2 blue sapphires that are each worth 190 gold pieces.
All right.
Uh,
Right. Then Isabella will check the.
Theron will put his hand on her shoulder, gesture for her to step back, and he will search.
Hathnar
Alright.
will hold on to one of the sapphires if no one has any objections.
I was just gonna put them in my treasure sack.
Okay, go ahead.
Said 4?
2.
2?
Yeah. 2 blue sapphires worth 192 gold pieces each.
Need 2. Okay.
And whoever wants to search the other sarcophagus, same. Oh, you did. You rolled a 18.
18 total.
All right. So inside of this sarcophagus, you find a large blue gem. And at first, it looks like the sapphires that Goliath found in the other sarcophagus. But when you look closely at the jewel and you gaze at the jewel, you see almost the effect of as if there's water swirling inside of it. And this gem actually contains a water elemental, so that when you throw the gem and break it open, a water elemental will come out and attack your enemies for 8 combat turns, doing
Wow.
and it will do 3d6 of water and ice damage.
Nice.
But after
does this
after the 8 turns, it goes away.
count as an item towards my item cap?
Yes, this counts as a magical item, because it's a gem like about it like as big as your fist.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe in another game you guys found one that was a fire elemental.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
delve.
we did.
Are you gonna have those the stats for the water elemental ready for when it's needed, or should I find somewhere to copy and paste them?
Yeah. When you guys use it, the only thing that I need to know is that it does 3d6 damage, and that it rolls a standard 20-sided die for attack with a +5 bonus. So I think I'll remember that, but if you want to jot that down just to be on the safe side.
And so 3d6 damage and +5 attack bonus.
Yeah, and then instead of giving it hit points and treating it as an actual water elemental, that's why I say like after 8 combat turns, he'll just go away.
Okay.
So that way I don't have to track hit points for it.
Thought elementals were only susceptible to magic anyway, so
Yeah, they're only able to be
completely
damaged by
immune
magic
to
or by like the
their-
opposite element.
yeah.
And as I mentioned earlier, the party hears like water dripping, and underneath the sound of the water dripping in the distance, you also hear scratching and like shuffling on the against the stone, coming again far off in the distance.
Hathnar will keep his hammer ready.
Theron's bow is knocked.
And suggest
How
that
do we-
the party goes right.
Right? Or that's east?
Okay.
So the door is already ajar. So when the door is opened, it swings easily open. There's a hallway and then another door, which is also ajar and will swing easily.
Alright. Can I peek in?
You can peek in, and you see another stone sarcophagus which has been desecrated. Other than that, the room is just dusty and empty, with a smell of like must that reminds you of rotten vegetables.
Do I hear any of the shuffling?
Not coming from that direction or from that room.
Alright.
So there's nothing in this room but a desecrated stone sarcophagus.
Hathnar will check it. Eleven and a 4.
And so that's a 15 altogether, right?
Yep.
My math is horrible. So this stone sarcophagus has nothing inside of it. The remains have been removed, and there's nothing inside but bone dust.
Unfortunate.
Alright. Looks like this might be a dead end.
Theron will glance for secret doors.
Elduin will as well.
Well, Theron's not specifically searching. He's doing the elves glance thing.
Hathnar
Yeah.
will suggest that we search for secret doors.
If someone suggests it, then Theron will straight up search.
Yes.
Nope, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, so
Nope.
no secret doors were found at this time.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Who's trying to die over there?
I'm getting over a cold, so
Alright.
coughing up nasties.
Guess we'll have to double back.
Let us go.
So Theron, I'm going to. Oh, so Theron made it through. So I was gonna have you roll a dex check, but you automatically succeed your dex checks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're walking through the corridor that connects to the main chamber that you guys started off in, you notice like a tripwire across the that nobody noticed before and somehow missed. But you notice the tripwire on the ground.
Theron will stop and point it out to everybody before stepping over it.
Yes. Hathnar will carefully step over.
Step.
So that tripwire activated a or would have activated a serious trap. So, but everybody successfully avoided it. So, if you guys want to make a notation that there's a trap there,
Let's try doing this. Tripwire.
there we go. I'm not at liberty to say what that activated though, or that could potentially have activated. But
Yeah.
So who wants to check this other door?
Theron follows along.
Hathnar will check for traps in the hallway. It is unsuccessful.
So you're unable to detect any traps at this time.
Theron tries to. Where is it? Finding traps. Nope.
So you're at this time you're unable to detect anything.
Everyone look.
I mean, we're aware of that there are traps here now, so everyone can roll their finding traps.
Alright. Nope.
Everyone rolls a 5.
Hey,
Oh.
Isabella.
Isabella spotted the trap, and it's another tripwire across the hallway just in front of where Goliath is standing.
I will scream, "Stop! Goliath! Look down!"
Oh yeah, there it is.
Awesome.
Jump.
careful step over.
Ranger step.
Careful step.
Now we're just opening this door.
So that door opens easily, and it reveals another small chamber with a single sarcophagus, also desecrated like the others.
Who's gonna check this one out?
Elduin does not want to look into sarcophaguses.
Theron will do it.
Oh,
Oh, never
I was
mind.
already, I was already typing it.
Okay, so we
Theron does
got
not do that.
a 23.
Yep.
All right.
There is nothing inside of the sarcophagus, but at that moment, the shuffling that you heard earlier begins to make its way into the room that you're standing in. Hang on one second.
Oh man, I'm so scared.
Okay, well, it's not
Oh
that
my.
big. Let me change the dimensions there.
Oh Jesus!
So, a skeleton. Actually, I'm sorry. There's 6 of them.
Oh.
They're not that big. Yeah.
A giant skeleton walks into the room.
That sounds like the beginning of a joke.
It says y'all are fucked.
No, it says y'all are boned.
That's a good point. Alright.
So, you see a skeleton begin to wander down the hallway and enter into the room, and then you hear the shuffling of the skeletons behind it, but the second skeleton trips the tripwire, and the hallway explodes into a ball of flame. So 2 of the skeletons are already automatically taken out.
Nice.
So because they set off
Good
the
thing
booby
we didn't
trap.
trip that.
So the tripwire can be deleted too. And then the other skeletons begin to shuffle into the room. And Theron, your ears detect the tracks of 4 separate beings.
Okay.
And so that first one is walking into the room. And now these are not your standard skeletons. These Goliath, you immediately begin to sense a great presence of evil. And these skeletons are buffed. They are not your standard shambling skeletons. These skeletons have buffs to their stats. So what that means is that they have higher hit points than your standard animated skeleton, and they get bonuses to attack and damage.
Can
But
I
they're
ask how many hit dice they have?
they have 3 hit dice,
Okay.
and but since they're still undead, they still act last in initiative.
Interesting. Well,
So, rolling initiative?
Beyblade.
I mean, they're bottlenecking at the door, so.
Um,
No.
Oh, I didn't select my character. I rolled the same thing anyway.
Let me see.
So I've got Isabella, Elderwain, and Theron so far. Goliath, okay. So Theron acts first, Elderwain acts last. Goliath, Hathnar, and Isabella all act simultaneously because they all rolled a 5.
Oh boy.
A lot of 5s this time.
And then I'm gonna just add turns for the skeletons at the bottom because they'll go. Like I said, they'll go last. Well, that was lucky. I mean, luckily they tripped off the booby trap, so 2 of them just got automatically wiped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Could be us.
So Theron, it's your turn to begin.
Um. Oh, run up and attack or step back and attack. Theron's going to step back and fire his short bow. Check that everything's right. Low damage.
So that is a hit, and these particular undead creatures take half damage from arrows. So instead of 4 points of damage, that's 2.
Okay. Arrow.
So now it's Goliath's turn.
So, first thing I'm gonna try is turn undead.
Can paladins do that?
Level.
Yes.
Yeah, when you
2?
hit level, it's level 2 or 3.
Level 2, I gain the ability to turn undead creatures.
Now what's your
And that's why I asked for the hit dice, because I would have to roll a 19 or higher.
Okay.
Are you still gonna try to do that?
I mean, what's it gonna hurt?
Yeah.
Us potentially if they.
Come on.
Is it? So it's a full action to do that?
Yeah.
That fails.
Well, I mean,
Right.
you never know until you try. But what I was gonna say though is that if you're going to attack with your mace, your damage bonuses apply, and also because it's blunt damage against the skeleton, you actually get ×2 damage.
Ooh.
Hey, half an hour's time to shine.
They still don't want to move within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, because you're of your aura of good,
Yeah.
or protection from evil. I mean.
I mean, they literally want to stop at the door.
Yeah, that's why they're not. They haven't moved yet, but they're not going to be able to move any further. Because your aura is basically keeping them bottlenecked where they're at.
So
Well,
don't move.
If it's half an hour's turn, he's gonna slide across the lid of the casket and attack with his maul.
Nice.
So that's actually 18 damage because, like I said, these guys are taking double damage from blunt, and that's killing damage. So you can describe that.
Hafnar will say, "I hate skeletons," and slide across the casket and bring his hammer down on the skeleton and crush him into bone dust,
Awesome.
or like fractured bones, or whatever. I'm sick. Cut me a break.
That's all right. So now it's Isabella's turn.
Okay, she will move forward and throw a dagger at the nearest skeleton. Let's see.
So that is not a hit, but if that was a hit, it would be half damage because these particular undead are taking half damage from edged weapons and from arrows.
Okay. Then she will move back.
It's Elduin's turn now.
Elduin moves to about here, and then tosses an alchemist's fire right about to that point.
Awesome. So that's an auto success. You don't need to roll for that. So just roll 3d6 fire damage, and you can choose to either have one be afflicted or to spread it amongst the 3.
I'm gonna target the one in front.
Okay. Oh,
Get the
and
front of the
fire
damage.
damage on these guys is double damage also.
16.
Yeah, so that's 16 points of damage. That's enough to
Ow!
kill one or to spread evenly and do weakening damage to the 3.
I'm gonna do weakening damage to the 3.
Okay. So it's 16 divided by 3 is what is that?
5
5 and a third.
All right. Well, we'll just round it up to the nearest whole number. So they each
Alright.
take 5 points damage, or 6.
And Elduin kind of moves back and passes.
Now, what's the distance? Hang on 1 second here. So they're not quite within your aura yet, but so they can move forward a little bit.
Up to the door, basically.
Yeah. So the skeletons move, but they're suddenly trapped at the door, unable to move. So they're just kind of bottlenecking right here. There's some mysterious force of goodness keeping them from penetrating the room further. So this skeleton is the closest. The skeleton is in close proximity enough to be able to launch an attack at Hafnar. And so he swings at you with his short sword, and he's rolling a +5 to his attack damage.
Damn.
Or not damage, I'm sorry, to his attack. Actually, yeah, it would be to attack and to damage. So he rolls a 9, and so he misses you completely. His short sword glances right off of your armor, and the other skeletons are unable to do anything. So now we're back to Theron.
Gonna keep throwing arrows at it. He does have a line of sight, right? No penalties.
Actually, you from that direction, you would have a -1 to penalty, and a crit fail means that you'll hit Hafnar.
Climb on the casket.
That will take away your penalty and give you clearer line of sight.
Okay. Theron will definitely do that.
Hey.
Nice. So short bow firing at the one in front. Where is it? This? Yes. Oh, good thing I climbed on top.
Yes, that does not hit.
I like how even with crit fail, you still get a 9. That's impressive.
I'm a ranger with a short bow, with high dex.
Yeah.
So now it's Goliath's turn.
Yeah, Goliath's done playing around, so he's just gonna step up and swing with his mace.
So that's double damage if that's a successful hit, plus your modifiers.
And this is this roll +1, so 15.
Let me just double check really quick. Okay, yes, that is a hit, and
The damage would be double 7, so 14.
14. Okay, so that's 14 on that particular monster, or that particular skeleton is killing damage. So you can describe what that looks like.
It just swung at the Hafnar, so like I'm
At the
swinging
Hafnar?
from. I'm coming at it from the left side, and I just smash right through the torso, and it crumbles.
Awesome. He falls to dust and crumbled bone on the ground with your under the might of your holy mace. So now it's Hathnar's turn.
Check my inventory here.
You got a holy water?
I think we all have holy water.
We have
Holy
healing
water will do 6d6 damage.
I do not have any actual holy water. I've got that herb water from the fountain, but no
Huh.
holy water. I do have alchemist fire though.
Ha.
Hathnar will take one of his stowed vials of alchemist fire and toss it in the middle of the 2 skeletons.
Okay. So that's auto success, just 3d6 for fire damage. And then do you want to direct it at one or direct it at both? Split
Let's
it.
find out.
All right.
20.
So that's well, no, it would that's not no, it would just be 10. The holy water would have been 66 of damage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It
so
doesn't have holy water.
that's 10 fire damage. So you can either direct it at one, which will kill it instantly, or you can spread it amongst the two.
Didn't you say it was fire was double damage when Elduin threw Alchemist Fire at him?
Yeah, I got
Did
double
I?
damage on my Alchemist Fire.
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right. So that's 20 then. So actually, at 20 hit points, that's enough to kill them both.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So both of the skeletons are incinerated by your alchemist fire.
Nice.
Hathnor will beat his chest and say, "Stay down, you undead abominations."
Theron will give an appreciative nod to Hathnar.
Okay, I have to pause really quick because I have to look up the XP value for these monsters. I forgot what it was.
All right.
That was a very efficient kill.
Yeah. Trap, alchemist fire, blunt weapons, just
Lethal efficiency.
exactly.
Yeah,
Holy
for
aura.
tougher monsters are still really susceptible to everything.
We just had the right equipment. Theron didn't, but
I mean, don't you have
Okay.
flaming arrows?
I have 5 left because I used a
Oh,
lot of
right,
them
all the arrows.
in the battle, and I.
Oh,
Oh hey, how many arrows? I fired 2 arrows.
You can retrieve both of those arrows. Actually, no, I'm sorry, you can't because they were destroyed in the fire.
Oh, good point.
So, yeah, unfortunately, the arrows you fired were destroyed in the fire, and Isabella lost her dagger as well. It was also
Yeah.
incinerated.
Okay.
All
Sorry.
all non-human characters get 174 XP, and human characters get 191 XP.
74.
So yeah, I have 17 normal arrows left, and no, 16 normal arrows left, and 5 fire arrows.
That's right. I don't think you were able to do a lot of recovery in the kobold battle either.
I wouldn't think so. That all over the place and all that fire and
You have your short swords to fall back on.
oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Prawns caused that massive fire too.
Leader of the homies.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that Bronze isn't here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Huh? That's okay. Well, I'll catch him up next week.
yeah, I still have a lot of grenades.
You and your fire happiness.
Is that I have a bandolier of 7 daggers, a belt of 8 flasks of oil that have fuses.
You're prepared.
I have 8
The-
flasks of oil and some cloth that's ready to make more fire arrows. But I don't want to waste my 16 arrows and have us all make Constitution saving throws in this
every
cramped
5
space.
seconds.
Yeah.
I've got a big ass hammer.
Well,
It's
the
a very nice hammer.
the fire in the hallway burned out, and the smoke has quickly dissipated. So the party's free to travel through the hallway now if they wish to.
Did the corpses leave anything behind?
These particular undead don't carry any treasure, so they had nothing. And anything
There's
that
a lot of fire.
anything that might have been on them has been incinerated anyway.
Alright.
Yay!
Onward.
To the next room.
So the northern door is actually wedged shut. There's seems to be some sort of blockage from behind. But I know
Step
that
aside, friend.
Yeah, I open
They're
it.
gestures.
yeah, I know you auto succeed strength check, so you kick the door open with your what do they call that, gauntleted boot or whatever.
Grieved, I think.
Your greed. There we go. You kick it open with your grieved foot, and it
I've
looks
never
like
met a door I couldn't open.
and it looks
Watch
like you're
one of
coming
them
to
be
a
mimic sometime.
it looks like you're coming to a T intersection as well.
We should
Athnar
check for
will-
more of those tripwires. Don't want
Yeah,
to be caught in an explosion again.
Athnar will check for traps.
Everybody check for traps. Theron succeed. No, Theron does not succeed. Theron horribly fails. Why is that green? Doesn't it know that green that large numbers are bad?
Well, not in roll 20.
So nobody was successful.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna need everybody to roll a dexterity check.
I succeed.
Yeah, you succeed automatically. Goliath succeeds.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Elduin succeeds.
okay.
Sorry.
I know,
you rolled
that's
a
a
D10.
D10.
Hathnar succeeds.
Elduin succeeds.
What save?
Dex.
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So everybody succeeded except Goliath.
Yeah.
So somebody steps on a hidden pressure plate, and arrows shoot out of either side of the wall. Everybody that rolled a successful check was able to dodge or have the arrows not hit them, except for Goliath, who takes 1d6 damage from an arrow.
Okay.
And let me roll that really quick. So Goliath takes 2 points of damage from an arrow.
I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll live.
Was it my new max is 26?
Damn.
Dude, you got higher HP than me.
I think I have your HP, because don't you have 17?
I've got 25.
Oh, damn. I thought Theron was cool.
Wait, is Hathner level 3?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah. Hathnar leveled up last session from that Kobold War.
Yeah, everybody got a
Okay.
grip of experience for that. I think everybody came away with like over 2 grand experience for that.
I think so, yeah.
It was
Those-
like, it was a lot.
It was.
So, which way, friends?
I think Theron is actually going to move ahead and start going this way. Does he make a dex check?
Roll me a look for traps first.
Everyone,
Well, Theron's going to gesture towards himself and ahead.
Hathnar succeeds in looking for traps.
Okay, so you find a pressure plate on the ground.
He'll indicate this to the rest of the party. Say, be careful, there's a pressure plate here.
Can somebody draw a little X where it is?
Where is it?
It's right in front of Hathnar.
Right in front of Hathnar, so...
Actually, it's right about here, give or take. So yeah, there's a pressure plate, and that would have activated a trap. A rather nasty trap, actually.
Actually, I think Theron's going to take the time to write down and suggest that he go first. Because he has a good chance of dodging most problems.
As you wish.
Um. So, just gonna,
Mosey on in there.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. So we've got a small mausoleum with another desecrated sarcophagus.
Alright.
Who's up?
I'll go. Unless someone's already rolling. And there we go. 14.
14. 14. 14 is your lucky number because you find an expensive decanter full of perfume that's worth 380 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's rather sweet smelling perfume as well. Very lilac-y.
You said 360 gold?
380 actually.
380.
And it's a rather nice crystal decanter.
Nice. Theron throws it at the enemy. So moving on to the next room.
I just had. Have you guys ever seen Zombieland?
Yeah, I've seen that
No.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know that scene with the Tallahassee and Columbus, where Columbus like sprays the perfume on the back of Tallahassee's neck? I just had a flashback to that with Baron and Hathnar.
Yeah.
Baron just like sprays the perfume on Hathnar. It's like, you get 40% power. Just punch him in the stomach.
If Hathanar annoys it, Theron might think about it. Who wants to check this one?
I will. I put Rolol by accident. Oh my gosh!
That mark at the front.
Yeah. There we go. 20.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you rolled a 20.
You only have to type an R, by the way.
Okay.
You don't have to type out roll.
Thumbs
There's
up
little
emoji.
tricks that save 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So there's nothing in the sarcophagus, but you hear the footsteps shuffling towards you again from both
Isabella,
directions.
no!
Oh my
Someone
goodness.
pull Isabella into the room.
Elduin
So-
quickly, as she hears the ruffling, grabs Isabella and tries to get her in.
And Goliath tries to come out of the room.
So there's actually only 3 this time shuffling towards you, scraping their bony feet across the floor. But this one steps on the pressure plate, and a giant blade swings down from the ceiling and crushes him into bone dust. But the party's close enough to take splash damage from the blade, so I need Isabella, Hathnar, and Goliath to roll dexterity checks.
Splash damage from the blade?
Well, it's not splash damage, but like the blade swings horizontally across the hallway, and you're in its lesser range. Or I should say, those characters are in the lesser range.
Okay. Hathnar succeeds.
Hey.
Okay.
Everybody succeeds.
Everyone succeeds, so everybody is able to dodge the blade, and it rests in place right at the over the X. So the blade swings towards you, but it misses, and now it's just resting in place in the middle of the hallway. And the skeletons cannot progress any further due to Goliath's aura of protection.
And Theron can't see them, so he's useless.
Oh, cool.
Sorry.
So, could we
And I can
actually-
only see so far too, so
So we'll keep the same turn order. So Theron, he can't attack obviously because he's in the room. So if Goliath wants to attack, he can, or Theron can move quickly, and then Goliath can have his turn.
Uh, Theron's not going to try to push out into the mass of people. So he's stuck and holding his turn.
Okay. So it's Goliath now.
Yeah, Goliath will move up and attack with his mace. Ten?
That
Oh,
does
double
not hit
10
their
hits.
AC though.
No.
So that is a miss, unfortunately.
Alrighty. Hathdar will quickly move to aid his friend and attack with his brass maul.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, that's killing damage.
Alright, so Hathdar will step forward and thrust his maul into the skeleton's skull and just pop it off into shattered splinters.
Good job. So now it's Isabella's turn.
Is it possible to set the trap back so that we could lure the skeleton to the axe?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why you couldn't reset it. You would have to roll the strength check to see if you could physically push the
Yeah.
blade back into position.
Sure.
Oh, okay, awesome. So that's a successful check. So Isabella, you're able to take the blade and move the trap back into its set position, and the pressure plate clicks back into place. So now the trap is ready to be sprung again.
Nice. And then I will move back here and scream. Uh, what should I scream? Goliath, come over here with your protection shield.
I mean, it literally can't move any closer to me, so.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, if there's one coming from the other way, that's convenient.
As of right now, there's just the one that's coming from the east. Is it east? Never. Yeah, east.
Yeah.
And he's shuffling, dragging his bony feet across the stone.
Elduane's turn.
It's Elduin's turn.
Move out into the hallway and toss a javelin at that guy.
Now remember, he's only going to take half damage from that.
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have very many blunt weapons.
Your javelin misses.
And that's it.
So the skeleton is unable to progress due to. He can move up a little bit, but not very far. He's kind of stumped right here. He can't move any further than that. So that's the end of his turn. He's not close enough to attack, and he can't move any closer to Goliath.
Then Theron's turn. Going to move up here. Yeah, he'll take a pot shot at it. 14.
14 is not a hit.
Not a hit.
Oh, also, I don't know if Isabella wants to has any more rocks she wants to throw, but a rock is considered a blunt weapon, so that would do double damage.
Okay.
Bust out them rocks.
So it's Goliath's turn again though.
Yeah.
Goliath
Goliath.
smash.
Goliath will smash. Hopefully, he will hit this time.
Yes, that is a hit.
16,
That's a hit for 16.
16 damage.
Yeah, that's killing damage on this one.
Nice.
So how many
So,
was that? No, go ahead.
I just bring my maul down on his weapon and crash it into his head and torso.
Awesome, and you bring him right down into a heap,
Yeah.
and everybody who's not a human character gets 435 XP.
Wow.
Human characters get 478.
You said 435?
Yeah, and 478 for human characters.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Not bad.
And we'll just keep the same turn combat order for any further encounters.
Okay.
Now, examining these bones, can we discern if they're elvish?
Yes, actually, anybody that wants to examine the bones is able to determine that these are in fact the bones of elvish people, of elves basically.
Elvish people.
Elvish. Yeah, so these are the bones of elves, and they may in fact be the former warriors who were interred in this crypt.
Does Theron get his arrow back?
Theron can recollect that arrow, yeah.
Okay.
And Elduin's javelin.
Yeah, Elduin can recollect her javelin as well.
Theron's going to be desperately looking for all of his arrows that he fires.
How many
Until
arrows?
he-
Elduin.
I have
Elduin
16
asks,
normal.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. You go.
Elduin asks if anyone has any extra blunt weapons that she can use.
Short sword, arrow, 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 arrow.
Hathnar
Yeah,
will
I've
look
got-
through his bag.
I've got an extra broadsword or a spear. Like neither one's blunt.
Yeah.
That's right. Goliath is the walking
Maybe.
armory.
Oh,
I'm-
they're both slashing and piercing. So
I'm
Yes,
guessing.
it's just. I mean, I left my other mace back in my room. So
I'm
I don't have
guessing
that.
pole arms don't fit.
No, that'd be slashing or piercing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hathnar will look at his bag
Um,
and then shake his head and say, I'm sorry, my friend.
Man.
But I don't have anything for you.
Elduin says, I guess I'll just have to live with my magical sword.
Well,
I mean,
your
if you can
bonuses.
Find if you can find a big enough rock, I got some rope. You can turn it into
Rope.
a bolo or something.
That would
Yeah.
work. You would still get your bonuses from attacking with your
Yeah.
magic sword, just the damage would get taken in half.
Yeah.
Unless we're needing anything else, Theron's gonna move ahead. Specifically so that he triggers any traps if he doesn't find them.
Yes, Hathnar will check for traps again.
Oh, yeah.
And he fails.
Yay! Theron. Theron sees a trap if there is one.
Did you make that? Okay, that's a successful throw. So yeah, so there you see no traps,
Okay.
no tripwires, no pressure plates, nothing out of the ordinary in the rest of this hallway.
Did we check
Alright.
this room down here?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
There was the perfume in it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Somebody rolling?
Theron looks at Isabella, wondering
Yeah.
why she isn't getting in the room.
Oh, I'm the lookout.
Fair enough.
Theron tilts his head, shrugs, and goes back to check the... Or Hathnar can.
4.
Okay, so Halfnar, you rolled a 4,
Yes.
and inside of the sarcophagus you find a green cloth pouch which contains 10 gold pieces.
If no one has any objections, Hafnar will just pocket those.
Theron shrugs.
Very
Yeah,
well.
finders keepers, right?
Unless it's big enough.
I mean, I found 2 tiny sapphires. Like, that's not a big deal. All right.
All right. Moving on to
Stuff those in his bag.
northern thing. Should we just have a rotation for who checks the...
Let's do it in the turn order.
Okay, so Theron will check now. 6.
6. So Theron, you find a cloth pouch containing 3 gold pieces.
No one wants to try to split 3 gold up?
No, you can have that.
Alright. Moving on.
Can such riches truly be ours?
To the southern.
14. That number's been taken, so go ahead and roll again.
19.
19. Well, inside of this sarcophagus, you find a large red gem the size of your fist, and it's warm to the touch, and it appears to have swirling flames on the inside, and it looks like the possible fire companion to the water elemental stone. So for this is the stone of fire elemental. So if you break it on the ground, the fire elemental will come out for 8 rounds, 8 attack rounds, and do 3d6 of fire damage.
Alrighty.
Cool. So you got 1 in this game and 1 in the other game too.
Nice.
And that's actually something I made up. So that's like that came from my own creation.
Awesome.
Cool.
So Hathnar's turn to check this one. 20.
20. That number's been taken. So roll again. Do you guys like this random system of rolling for either a possible treasure or encounter?
Yeah, that's
It's
interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
12.
12.
I've built charts like that before.
So inside of this sarcophagus, you find a scroll, and looks to have been written by a mage. The scroll is in Elvish, so unless you can read Elvish, you don't understand what it says.
Hafnar will hold it up there and say, can you read this?
Theron reads Elvish.
So he can read it, but I'm not sure if he can tell you what it is unless he wants to write down what it says.
Yeah, Theron will take the time to write down what it says.
So a mage named Yusksow was collecting information for a spell that he called the Magnificent Guard. The spell is incomplete, but it looks like it was his attempt to to create a boosted version of Shield. So it's an incomplete research on a spell of shielding.
Elduin, though she was apprehensive about searching these tombs previously, cannot help but be tempted by the notion of finishing the spellcrafter's research. So she's a bit conflicted about whether or not, she would ask if she can take a look, but is conflicted about whether or not she should keep it, because she's kind of been boycotting the looting of these tombs.
Hafnar will say, our resident witch could always take it.
Our resident witch cannot read Elvish, can she?
Very well. Whoever wants it, I have no use for this.
Theron shakes his
Elduin,
head.
Elduin suggests that Isabella and her should work together to try to finish the spell.
Yeah.
And she kind of
Sci-fi.
rationalizes that she's completing the work of one of her predecessors.
So you recognize the name of Usksau as a being a famous elven mage. So you're sure that the research presented on the scroll is going to pay off because if you're able to decipher the scroll and to complete the research, then you're able to double the effectiveness of your shield spell.
Ooh, nice.
So, but it's going to take some time and talking to the right people and collecting the right ingredients and
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Sure.
Alrighty.
All right. Should we check the other corridors?
Yep.
Yes.
Theron stops here, carefully avoids it. Because he remembers that for some reason Isabella re-triggered the trap.
Might be useful in the future.
And then he'll check for traps down this corridor, not seeing anything.
Cathar fails as well.
I see something.
If it's there.
Yes, there is. There actually is something there, and what you see, Goliath, is another pressure plate, which would be on the ground, right about here.
The light just catches it just right so that I see it from my angle and my angle alone.
That's right.
Right there.
Yeah, right about there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like right dead in the center of the hallway.
Shimmy on past.
Yeah, tiptoe around the edge there. Can we discern what it would set off?
No,
Looking
not
around some
until.
more?
You can, if you want to inspect, you can roll a dexterity check or intelligence check if you want to inspect what it would be.
I'll step a few steps back.
My dexterity is a little better than my intelligence.
Do you want to ask Theron? No.
But I succeed.
You
Yep.
succeed. So what you see on the ground is a pressure plate, like I said earlier, and what it would do is that it would activate a collapsing ceiling. So you step on the pressure plate, and a block of stone would come down and crush whoever stepped on it, and it would do 5d6 damage.
Damn.
How
To
big
anybody
is
who-
the stone up above?
It's about. You see how the pressure plate covers these 4 squares almost? Right here?
Yeah.
It would be about that big. So big enough to crush one person that was standing underneath the plate.
So maybe like that.
Yeah, give or take. Maybe a little bit smaller.
Okay.
But yeah, about like that. Just big enough to crush one person.
Yeah.
All right. So who's searching this one?
If we're going in order, it would be Isabella. Theron's a little leery about letting Isabella check it. After the 2 times he's had to save her, I think both times from her checking.
Yeah. Don't be afraid. Can't get any worse.
Theron
Why'd
face
you have to
palms.
say that?
Theron literally face palms.
So,
Hey, 2 ones.
so you find a scroll. This one is written in common, and it's information and research from a mage on a spell called the Spell of Disintegrating Etherealness. So basically, what this is the mage was attempting to find a way to make the invisibility spell more powerful, but the research is incomplete. So you can either
Okay.
keep it and attempt to research it and complete it yourself, and basically give yourself double strength invisibility if you figure out the research, or you can sell it to a wizard for 12,000 gold pieces.
Hot
Wow.
damn.
Damn. I don't know if the
Just-
donkey can carry that.
Just have to find the wizard.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
you'd have to
name
trade up
just
to
integrating
gems as currency.
materialness. And who's the magician? The magician who studied it?
There's no name attached to it, and
Okay.
you try to read the name on the sarcophagus, and it's obscured. But it's not
Okay.
the same magician from the other scroll that was found.
Okay. Yeah, I keep it, of course.
Awesome.
You're up, Elduane.
Elduane, after receiving that scroll, is a little less apprehensive about searching the tombs. 12, which I believe has already been rolled.
Yeah, 12 was already rolled.
4.
4 was already rolled too.
11.
11, you find nothing.
I think we're running out of numbers to use.
So the crypt is empty. Nothing but dust and bone dust remain.
Darren?
Oh, right. Hey, I guess it is my turn, huh? 9.
9. Okay, well you find a mace that's made out of silver and is decorated with 3 blue sapphires. But when you pick up the mace by its wooden handle, the wood crumbles, leaving just the head of the mace. So it's worth, if you were to try to sell it, it's worth 21 gold pieces because of the jewels. Or if a piece of wood that to act as a replacement handle can be found, it can be used again as a weapon.
I feel like I might
Well,
have
if we
something.
put it on a rope and
You could put it on a rope and swing it around as well.
was that weapon from Kill Bill?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but I can look that up if that's what ends up happening.
You said
Good.
it's worth 1,200 for
It's worth 12 gold pieces,
12 gold pieces
which
for
is kind of
selling.
which is kind of low, even though it's made out of silver and is studded with gems.
Could a torch be modified into a handle for it?
Does anybody have any like crafting or woodworking type skills, or do you think that Theron could take a torch and modify it into a mace handle?
Hmm.
Or does maybe Goliath have weapon skills that would let him make or repair a weapon?
Dwarves are kind of talented with that kind of thing,
Oh,
aren't they?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dwarf would be better.
Hafnar's dwarfness will be up to the task.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like I'm really proficient with maces. I know how they're supposed to work.
So you can give all of your wares to Hafnar, and he can attempt to turn the torch into a handle for the mace.
Elduane gives a torch to Hafnar and asks if he could maybe make it into a mace so that Elduane can have a blunt weapon to use against skeletons.
Theron will hand over the mace head.
Hafnar, roll a d6, please. So Hafnar is successfully able to use the torch and to mount the head of the mace and basically kind of make it as like a makeshift mace handle. But if you attack with it, it's going to attack at a penalty of -1.
Try my
So
best. I'm sorry.
So it's still a D8, but
yeah, it's
Yeah.
still a D8, but then -1 to damage and attack.
Elduin asks if Theron wants to use it or if she can use this weapon.
Theron will hand it over. He's not. He knows how to use short swords, and he could figure out how to use blunt weapons, but he really prefers his short swords.
Okay, so Hathdar will give the makeshift mace to Elduin and say, I tried my best, but a torch just isn't meant for this kind of thing.
I understand.
So now, since the head of the mace is made out of silver, um, it can hit creatures that can only be hit with silver or magic weapons. So you have that that bit of a bonus. But then, like I said, it's a -1 penalty. Um, but the three jewels, the three sapphires that are set in the mace head, um, even though they're smaller, they still carry the same flowing water look on the inside.
Wow.
But they're smaller. I mean, the ones that they found earlier are like as big as a man's fist, and these are about maybe the size and diameter of a dime.
so
But they're still
maybe
the
if
same
we
properties.
investigate this more, it could be an elemental damage weapon.
Exactly. And you know, as you're investigating, as you're kind of looking at the jewels, they're cold to the touch.
So hit something with it and see if it does extra damage.
Ice damage, probably.
Maybe. We'll see.
Well, cold damage. All right. Let's check the next one.
Onwards.
I think that's me.
Yep.
7.
7. So you find a leather pouch which contains 5 gold pieces.
All right.
Go for it.
Yeah, you can keep that. Two
Hey,
more at the end of the hallway here.
let me get out of the room. I keep trying to
Okay.
smash my token against the walls.
Hathdar will check for traps one more time, just to be safe, and succeed.
Nice.
You see no traps.
Very well. He will proceed. And, check this sarcophagus. For 20.
Roll again.
6.
Roll again.
11.
Roll again.
20.
Roll again.
20. Roll again. Yep.
14.
I think
14.
that's roll again.
Yeah, roll again.
3.
I don't think we had
you
that.
you find nothing, but you hear the scraping of the bony footsteps again coming up the hallway.
Oh.
And this time
Hey
there's
guys, yes, I'm coming.
this time there's 4 of them.
Hathdar will position himself due to Isabella's lookout.
But the one that's leading the pack steps. He triggers the booby trap, and the stone slab comes down and crushes him. So now there's only 3.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always nice when they kill themselves.
Uh-huh.
Suicide is great.
Maybe don't say that on the internet.
So these skeletons are wielding like what are they like a pick, like a heavy pick. So they're gonna do an extra +5 damage if they connect with you.
On top of their normal +5.
No, that
You
is
need a-
that is the +5. So if they hit you, it's
Oh.
1d6 +5.
Okay.
what, like a mining pick, or do you mean a pike?
A pike. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, pike is a long,
Yeah,
long
it's like
spear.
a long
Yeah.
stabby.
And they're coming down the hallway towards you.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
All right, are we gonna move up towards them, or wait for them to come to us?
I say we just wait.
Yeah, Theron's not gonna break rank.
Spick them with missiles.
I mean, he can't see them right now, so
So actually, I toss my vial of holy water
oh, that's
to
right.
Theron.
Um,
Say, light him up.
And that's
uh,
what's the range from where they're at to? I think you're in range.
I don't think I'm in range. That's
I
45.
can't even see him. So,
50 feet is long range.
well,
Oh.
whenever you're ready.
Okay, so roll a missile attack then. But if if the attack is successful, that's 6d6 damage, which could potentially be enough to wipe out all 3 of them.
Okay, so /roll
Wanna wait for
D
him to get closer?
20. I'm not using a bow, so I get a +3 for my dex. It's not magical, so that's it, and then I get a -2 for the range. Does 14 hit?
That is a hit. So roll 6d6 damage.
Roll 66. 22 damage.
That's enough to kill them all. So they're all engulfed in holy flame. You can describe how that looks.
They, well, they are engulfed in holy flame, and they scream in their skeleton screams.
Skeleton screams.
So everybody who's non-human gets 435,
Woo! I leveled up finally.
Woo!
and all human characters get 478.
Do I level up like right now, or do I have to like rest or anything?
No, I know some DMs make you rest and all that, but you can level up right where you're at. That's fine. As a matter of
Alright.
fact, while you're leveling up, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom and drink break.
All right.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay.
Everybody else can break if they like to.
Theron's going to hand over a flask of holy water to replace the one that you gave him, because he had
I didn't know you had one.
yeah, he had 2.
Oh, okay. So now we both have one.
Yeah.
Convenient.
Woo! I
Yeah, and
completely forgot
on my
about
belt
that.
of grenades, I have 1 holy water and then the rest of them oil.
Yeah, on my bandolier, I have 8 flasks of oil ready to be turned into fire arrows and 1 flask of holy water.
Oh man.
But yeah, looking at the ranges for oil and holy water is 10, 30, 50, and I'm all, that's not very far. So I was going to wait for them to come closer, but hey, it worked.
Yeah. Just sucks they're so slow.
Yeah.
Do we get rerolls for hit die? Is it on a
Um,
1?
I think it would be on a 1.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's your add your
one.
Constitution modifier?
Oh,
So I'm not sure how your saving throws and attack bonus work. Do you
Me?
just do you just choose?
Oh, I have the rule book. I can do. I know how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
I get
What?
basically for both of my classes, I get the best out of everything.
Oh.
So my saving throws are the best saving throws, and then my bonus to hit is as a fighter.
Okay. Nice.
Let's see. So for
you guys listen to Blue Stolly at all?
I don't think I've heard of that.
11
No.
for level 2.
It's pretty good.
What music do they play?
It's like it's a combination of like metal and EDM.
Okay.
Plus one of their songs.
Come on.
Okay, I'm back.
If you level up and you roll hit dice, and you roll a 1, are you stuck?
You can reroll.
Awesome.
Woo!
So much better.
That did.
Off.
When I leveled up to level 2, the exact same thing happened to me.
Theron, do you have a Constitution modifier?
I believe I have a Constitution modifier. I have a +1, I think.
Would you be willing to give up your modifier use on your next level up in order to let Isabella have that?
What?
So you could give you can give your Constitution bonus to Isabella, so that she can have an extra hit point. But when you level up the next time, you won't be able to use your Constitution bonus to add on. So you're giving it up.
No,
You'd be giving it up for her.
no. Keep your Constitution modifier.
If you're sure.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, I gave you a chance.
Because, I mean, Theron has 17, and you have, what, like 6 now?
Yeah, but you are in the front and all.
All right, we'll take 3 anyways, instead of just 2.
2 spells per
Okay.
day.
Cool.
3 cheers for Mark.
Woo!
Woo!
I'm the best DM you guys have ever had.
I think
Oh,
Isabella
yeah.
would
I
like it
gotta
benefits
say,
her to take the average rather than the rolls because her average is higher than
Oh, it is,
the
huh?
roll average.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that.
I gotta say, you're definitely pretty far up in best GMs that I've had, Mark.
Well, thank you.
It's not much saying you're the best DM I've ever had, because you're pretty much the only DM I've ever had.
Well, the last game we were in, like the DM quit.
I don't really count that.
Well, to be honest with you, though, he was a pretty good DM, but that's why I was disappointed that he quit.
Yeah. And the game I was in before that, he was pretty good. But he had technical issues, and then his PC died, and then he never came back.
Oh man,
That's never fun.
that sucks. No, I'm pretty stable. So, and if I have any issues where I'm not going to make it, I'll try to give everybody advance notice. Like I might have to cancel a session next week because of my moving, but I'll let everybody know for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty
Oh,
stable.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I was on vacation and I was out drinking, and I thought there was one step, and it turns out there were 2 steps, so I ate shit at the bar.
Oh man.
I tore up my knee, and
Oh.
then the next day I dislocated my thumb.
Oh shit.
Ow.
Came all
Yeah.
together.
So is everybody done
Alright.
with their leveling and stuff, or do we need a few more minutes?
I believe I finished everything.
I'm good.
Fantastic.
All right. I think we still have to check the northern door
Yeah.
up here.
Well, who's last to roll?
I think it was you.
No.
It was me.
Theron.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Oh, Hafnar. So Isabella's turn.
Again? Okay. Let's see.
Mm. 17. This coffin contains nothing.
Woohoo.
Hey.
Nice.
All right.
Hey, in the
Moving
world of
ahead.
D&D, nothing is often a blessing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right. Turn. Traps down this hallway. Where is my... Woo! No, Theron fails horribly.
Yeah. So you see, you see nothing readily envision.
Hathnar succeeds.
Hathnar spots a tripwire across this portion of the hallway.
He'll put his hand on Theron's side and say, "Wait, there's a tripwire." There's
Theron has that face of, oh.
right about there.
Right. Yeah. Right about there is good.
Okay.
And the torchlight that from the torch that Goliath is carrying just glints on it at the right angle.
Okay. Hathnar will carefully step over it.
Theron Ranger steps.
Isabella Witch jumps.
Hashtag Ranger step, hashtag witch jump.
Hey, we've got 2.
Oh wait,
Oh.
pay no attention
Whoa.
to that. That was a mistake.
Okay.
Did everybody see like a giant skeleton suddenly come into view?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
Pay no attention to
vaguely
that.
got a glimpse of that.
That was a
There's-
mistake.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
That's exactly what's going on here. I'm like totally behind the curtain while getting stuff ready.
Yeah, you've got giant black areas that we can't see into. Yeah, that's where you're hiding all your stuff.
Actually, yeah, that's what I'm doing. The areas that you guys can't see, I'm hiding all the pieces of encounters there.
All right.
Hathnar will suggest to search the one on the left first.
Oh, you want to go left? I want to go right.
Very
Theron
well.
is caught. Theron is caught between his two
Okay.
oldest friends.
Hathnar will shrug and go right.
Okay, well, seeing that you were going left, Goliath goes to the left.
Hathnar will punch Goliath in the gut. Say, pick one, you funny dud. Dwarven
I would
curses.
say roll a strength.
You're gonna try and contest Hathnar's strength.
I mean, eh, you don't have to roll very high.
Oi.
What? What's going on?
Nothing. We're just messing around.
So you guys gonna go left or right?
Whichever. It doesn't
What?
matter.
Alduin is just confused and pushes open the left door and walks in.
Okay, I need everybody to roll a dex check. Theron automatically succeeds.
Hey, crit success.
Wait,
Success.
Failure.
Okay, so who failed? Did everybody roll?
Isabella failed, and I think Elduin failed.
Yeah. So, right in front of the door, as soon as you touch the door and attempt to open it, a 20-foot pit opens up right in front of the door, and whoever falls in the pit takes 1d6 damage.
Theron will try to grab Isabella.
You can make a strength check if you want to attempt to grab.
Are you gonna roll the damage, or should I do it?
Yeah,
Let's see
see
what
if
happens.
we can catch you first.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
I'll roll the
half-
damage.
Hathnar will grab for Elduin as well, and he auto succeeds.
Okay, yeah, because that was strength based, so you automatically succeed on that.
Oh, Theron fails.
And Isabella fell in the hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh!
Can Elduin, like, after getting caught, try to last minute grab Isabella as she's like falling down past Elduin?
Yeah, sure. Whatever is higher between your strength and dex, roll that number. Or roll that check, I mean. So whichever stat is higher.
That's a pass.
Awesome.
Nice.
So you caught her wrist just as she fell in the hole, so she's dangling in the middle of the, suspended in the middle of the pit. She takes no damage, but you're able to stop her from falling. And you're holding on to her. Now you have to roll strength to see if you can pull her up.
Hathnar's got that covered.
Okay, so then, that's right. So you auto success. So awesome. So you grab Isabella's arm, and yeah, everybody works together to pull her out of the pit, so she doesn't take damage. And she would have taken 1 point of damage and been stuck at the bottom of a 20-foot pit.
Theron has rope. That's not a problem. Theron looks down and sees if there's anything interesting in the hole.
Yes, actually, there's water in the bottom of the hole. So if you hadn't been able to get her out within 4 rounds, she would have began to drown. But you had rope, so you would have been able to get her out.
Thank you, guys.
Well, you're a fan favorite, so everybody wants to save you.
We got you.
Mr. Girl.
I don't know. Like last time I gave her something, she blew us up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So,
But yeah, if it makes you feel
that's
better, she
all in
killed
the past.
herself too.
all right. So, with our rope and I don't know, I've got a spear. Can we get around this pit?
Theron just jumps over.
Yeah, you'll be able to jump across it. The door is not open, so if you want to use the spear or the 10-foot pole or whatever to push the door open, because the door is not blocked, so that would be fine.
Yeah, so we'll prop the door open with something, and then
I'm interested to see what's in that coffin ahead of us.
The super special coffin.
Yeah, I hope it's the hammer.
I don't
I mean,
know. We're
somebody
in the
with,
elf
better
place.
dex than me should do it, because
I don't know. Maybe the auto succeeding dex person.
maybe you never know. And then I hand you a rope in case something, in case
Yeah.
anybody else wants to climb over.
So
No, actually, inside of the room, because Theron made the jump and he's actually in the room with the sarcophagus, there's actually some wooden debris that seems sturdy enough to make like a little makeshift bridge over the pit.
yeah, Theron will gather that up and put it over the pit.
All right.
All right. Whose turn is it? I think it's Elduin's turn.
Elduin, now excited by the prospect of the treasure she could find in these tombs, searches.
11. Roll again.
Are you
21.
sure you have enough options for the number of tombs?
Oh, I've got a large roll chart right here. So you find 3 aquamarine gems inside of the sarcophagus that all together are worth 390 gold pieces.
Sweet. What about this other one?
Theron is just about to check. Let me find it. There it is. 20's already been rolled.
20's been rolled, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Has 15 been rolled?
We're looking for 15's been rolled. We're looking for a 1, an 8, a 13, a 22, or a 24.
You can't roll a 1.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right. Oh, I didn't think about that.
I didn't hear those numbers.
Actually, let's take it down to a d20 then.
Okay. 0. I didn't hear which numbers I was looking for.
You're looking for a 1, an 8, a 13, or a 20.
Okay.
So it should just be a D4 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just D4 and then go down the list.
Okay. Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
And then we'll have to type in D3 and D2, and
Yeah, that's
the last one will be the last one.
Yeah, that's too much. I can cut it down. Okay, so you rolled a 1, so you find a yellow satchel that's got 85 gold pieces in it.
I think we'll split this up. So 85 divided by 5, I think, are
17.
here? 17.
So now there's only 4 coffins left, and I've only got 4 options. So that's instead of rolling a dice, I'll just
Assign them.
assign them. Yeah.
Alright.
Right? Walk back over the pit.
Yeah, and then cautiously
Sure.
open this door.
I believe it's Goliath's turn to check.
So, just checking this first one.
So inside of that sarcophagus, you find a leather sack that has 1 gold piece.
Is the
Okay,
leather
pretty
sack
good,
of good or better quality?
It's actually like decayed leather, like just standard cow's leather, but it's like decrepit with age.
Alright.
Okay, Hathnar will check out this one on the right.
In this one, you find a prosthetic hand made out of silver and decorated with 5 pieces of agate. The whole thing is worth 50 gold pieces.
Alrighty.
So they took his
I'm
bones,
just looking
but
at
they...
my single gold piece and looking over at his thing, and like, that's about right.
Looking at Theron's expensive perfume.
So they took his bones, but they left his prosthetic hand behind.
I think it's time to go up. Theron checks this door for traps. Where is it?
Oh,
Sees nothing.
that's a dog.
Yeah,
I'll be-
Hathnar fails.
Hathnar sees a dog.
Let me check too.
Glad succeeds.
So you see that the door is actually wired and you can't tell where the wires lead to, but they obviously lead to some sort of a trap.
Hmm.
We could
Maybe
stand
we
back
should.
and throw something at it.
Yeah.
10-foot pole.
I don't have one. Does anyone else have one?
I got a spear.
I got a
That-
broom.
But the
I have a
range is so
glaive.
far, like,
I have a glaive, which can also be used as like a cutting instrument from afar.
I suppose Theron
Right.
could try to shoot it.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming it would have a really high AC or something.
well,
The
the
door's
door
AC.
has 0 AC.
Well, I'm not aiming for the door. I'm aiming for the wire, aren't I?
Well, maybe breaking the connection sets it off.
Well, wouldn't that be why we're standing back?
Yeah. Hathnar's gonna stand back.
So that because we're assuming that if we open this door, it's going to set it off, and we want to open this door,
Yeah.
and we can't figure out a way to open this door without setting it off. So if we set it off prematurely,
Well, what if we do like that time with the ghouls and go through the wall?
I don't think we have anything strong enough to
I mean,
blast
we could.
through it. I mean, I suppose we could search for a secret door. It's really hard to play a mute character.
Vigorously writing to follow the conversation.
So,
Well, does Theron want his vocal cords magically restored by a healer or something?
maybe just telepathy.
Telepathy?
Break
I'm
out the
really
psionic
interested in
rules.
where I can take this character, but it sometimes gets really hard.
Yeah. I gotta step away and let the dogs out. I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
I'm all for Theron's idea of just standing back and shooting it. It was much better than my idea of like tying the two spears together and.
Oh, Alduin says we could also throw a flask of oil at it and just burn away whatever
Eh?
it is.
I suppose there's that.
Or maybe we could use one of the sarcophagi
Oh shoot!
lids.
I have a spell that will probably work. I have animate tool, and I could just animate like a dagger or something to chop it while
Oh.
we're hiding
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
That could work.
I
Yeah,
think that's
and
the-
it's. I
Does it
also
use
have I have two spells that can work here. I have animate tool and mage hand.
How many spell slots do you have?
These are cantrips.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well then, yeah, let's do it. Because if you can use those free action, then
All right. I'm gonna cast
Wait,
mage.
everybody steps into a
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
I suppose we'd have to wait for Goliath or assume that he.
He would step into the room.
Yeah, he steps in the room.
Alduin peeks over, casts the mage hand and directs it to go grab the thing, and immediately like runs back to get into hiding.
I was about to say Theron grabs the back of her shirt to pull her back once she succeeds.
So the tripwire or the wire across the door is broken, and what that does is it releases 4 bottles of alchemist fire that fall to the floor and break, and flames billow in a backdraft through the hallway. But you guys are hiding in safety in that room, so you're unharmed by the flames.
So that would be
Hey.
24d6.
Yeah, 24d6 damage.
Oh, God.
So
But
it's a
the
good thing that we did this.
exactly.
That's a death trap.
But the flames burn away the tripwire that's down here at the bottom. So as soon as the tripwire goes, then a volley of poisonous arrows is also launched across the hallway. But since you guys are safe in the room, then none of the poison arrows hit you.
Nice. I keep forgetting about my cantrips. So I've got Mage Hand, Summon Vermin, Not Animate Tool,
Those are,
and Transfigure.
yeah, you need to remember those more often because those sound awesome.
Yeah, because actually everybody could have died just if they'd set off that trap.
Let's see how much 24d6 does.
See, they can all roll ones and still kill me, so
85 damage.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I think
that would
we're
have
all
been
dead.
yeah, that would have been enough to kill most of you if I'd spread the damage amongst everybody.
Yeah, that's a
So-
party wipe.
And that's not counting the poison arrows too.
Divided by 5. That might not kill me.
You might survive, yeah. Like, yeah,
It'll kill
Goliath
Theron.
and Halfnar have the best chance for survival with that.
If it spreads evenly, then Theron would be dead.
alright, Elduane's gonna peek out. Did the fire like burn away the door?
Yeah, the door is gone now too, so you can see right into the room.
And she's gonna summon Vermin and just send a rat in there and see if anything happens to it.
That's what I was
So
gonna stick in here.
so you use your cantrip to summon the rat, and the rat skitters away into the room, and nothing happens. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. Just the large sarcophagus in the center of the room and the 4 desecrated ones.
Elduane walks into the room,
Yeah.
makes a little clicky sound for the rat to return, and it kind of like dissipates as it comes into her hand.
And as
So
the party enters the room, 4 skeletons crawl out of the coffins.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Okay.
Um,
Hang on, I'll have to
we're
face the skeletons toward everybody. So, let's see here. Hang on, let me check the distance here. Okay, so that skeleton is not bothered by your aura yet.
Until
All
he
right.
moves a foot closer.
So, Theron gets to set it off.
Theron is going to use his flask of holy water. And let me check what range I'm at. So it looks like I'm in medium range. For roll D20 plus dex plus 0. 18.
Yeah, so that is a hit. And your vial, is it holy water that you threw?
Yeah.
So your vial of holy water explodes for 6d6 damage on that skeleton, or you can spread it to the 2, the one in front and the one behind.
Oh geez. Kill one or spread it. Spread it.
You're gonna spread it.
Yeah.
All right. What is that? 17 divided by 2. That's what. We'll just round it up to 9.
Okay.
Okay, hang on one second. I'm calculating. So that burst of holy flame did something to these skeletons, and they are wounded, and they are basically crumbling apart
Yeah.
as they walk towards you. Like their fingers and their forearms are falling off, and they're dropping their weapons, and they're looking like basically a pile of bone dust already on legs.
So I don't know if they can actually reach me with Goliath's protection aura thingy.
Yeah, they're kind of stumped where they're at.
Yeah, unless they have something with reach, they can't hit anybody within
Yeah,
5 feet of me.
they're holding battle axes, so they don't have any weapons that have reach. And these two, this one here in back, and this one in front here, they've dropped their weapons anyway because they're so badly damaged by the holy water.
Right.
Alright, so actually Goliath is gonna move to this side and strike at this one. Ooh. It's 21 plus and 6 doubled is 12.
That's killing damage.
So I just wind up and swing, and his skull is a home run. It bounces off the wall and lands in a little bucket in the corner of the room.
Awesome. So yeah, that one is gone. You just obliterate him. You feel like the aura of Bahamut giving your arm strength and moving through your enchanted mace.
Uh, so Hathnar actually can't get all the way to this one just yet. 'Cause he's wearing heavy armor. So he's gonna go the 20 feet that he can and throw a throwing axe at the one in front of him. And that is short range, I believe. I believe that's a miss.
Yes, that's a miss.
Why'd you have to do that, Goliath? You stole my kill.
Could be worse.
Seeing that the daggers don't do much damage, she will switch to the broom and will run screaming at the nearest skeleton,
Gosh.
trying to dust it up.
Well, that one's armless, so.
And that is a double damage hit. This skeleton only had one hit point left anyway, but you just totally annihilate him and sweep him into a corner.
Elduin moves up to this one and bashes it with the mace. Nope.
That's a miss, unfortunately. So now it's the skeleton's turn, and let me check the distance. These skeletons are far enough away from Goliath that this one right here, that's in front of Elduin, can attack her with his battle axe.
Well, he's armless, so.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's armless. I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. So yeah, he's armless. He can't really do anything. So he kind of throws a weak kick at you, and he misses.
Elduin just giggles, but she feels kind of bad because it's the skeleton of an elven warrior. So she's kind of conflicted about this.
And this skeleton is sensing the aura of protection and good coming from Goliath, so he's going to move over here. And actually, I think his movement is 40. I think he can move and attack. Yeah, so he's actually going to move and attack Elduin with his battle axe. And his +5. And he rolls 21.
Damn. That hits.
So that's a hit, and he's wielding a battle axe, so that's 1d8 plus 5 damage.
Oh damn.
So he hits you for 10 points of damage.
Elduin is at 0.
You're not dead. Actually, no. I'm sorry. Roll a saving throw versus death ray.
Oh,
I thought that was if we went below 0.
So you're right, exactly at 0.
I'm at exactly 0. I have 10 hit points max.
Okay, yeah. So then at 0, you just pass out. You're unconscious and wounded now.
Okay.
I did.
so is it the party's turn again?
It is now the party's turn. Yeah, so it's Theron's turn.
Theron's definitely gonna move up. With both his swords, can he attack one and then the other, or would it just be a double strike against one?
No, you can make a single attack at each one or a double attack against one.
Okay. Main hand is going to go towards the one that is undamaged, and offhand is going to go towards the one that is damaged.
Okay.
So main hand, offhand.
So your offhand hits, but your main hand does not. Which one were you hitting with the offhand again?
Offhand was the damaged one.
Okay, well that's enough to kill him because he only had 1 hit point left. So you kill that skeleton.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
So
it's Goliath's
then-
turn.
So then Goliath is gonna move up this way and then charge this one and knock him as far as I can knock him. Just tackle him, I guess.
Okay, just like
And maybe crash him into the tomb on the side. Right
Okay.
Here.
Normally I'd have you roll a strength check, but that's an auto success for you. So just
Yeah.
go ahead and roll damage of. Is that 1d6 damage for a body strike?
I thought
Or
bludgeoning was a D6. Or no,
Does Goliath have an 18 strength?
Goliath does have. He's got
17.
17.
So there is a chance I can fail, but
Yeah, there is. If you roll 20, then you fail.
yeah, like it's
You have like a 1 and okay, so
I succeed.
there we go.
And okay,
Brawling.
so I don't know what do you want me to roll for damage? So it's impacting me and then impacting the ground, so maybe 2d6.
Where is 8 brawling?
I think Theron's looking it up right now.
I don't think the rules actually.
Well, I know there is a charge attack somewhere.
Yeah,
As
but
long
you-
as I'm moving at least 10 feet.
But the charge attack requires that you be using like a polearm or a spear or something, or a
I have a
lance.
spear.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be? Where's the charge thing?
But I mean, was that actually like a full-on? Was that a legitimate charge? Because Goliath said he wanted to tackle.
Yeah.
Isabella's saying to check page 45 of the Player's Handbook.
Okay.
You get
45 is the charge.
Yeah.
45.
so you get +2 to the attack roll, and
So it's auto
Ye-
succeed anyway.
yeah.
Charging.
So I'm gonna
at
I'm
least
just
10 feet. Then double my movement rate. So I could get all the way to the other tomb and crash him into that.
so what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna say roll 2d6 plus your modifiers for damage, and I'm gonna say that since you're body checking him wearing plate armor with a shield, that you're basically making yourself into a blunt instrument. So roll
so-
2d6 plus modifiers, and then times it by 2.
Damn, dude, we need to do this more often.
2d6 plus I don't know what modifiers you want me to use for that.
Your damage modifier.
So
for-
strength.
Yeah, your strength modifier.
Okay, so 2. Uh, so 16.
Oh, that's enough to kill him.
Yeah.
So you body check him, and you can describe what that looks like.
So I just plow into him and like smush him between my shield and the tomb over here, and he just crumbles to dust.
Awesome, I like that. I'm gonna give you an extra 100 XP for that because that was pretty cool.
All right.
So you get a 100 XP bonus for that kill.
All right.
And
Hafnar will step forward and place his dwarven arm under Elduane's head and pour some of the healing water into her mouth. Say, "Wake up, friend. Your thread isn't over yet."
And she gasps for breath as she stands up and says, "Whoa, that was a close one. I almost ended up like one of these guys."
and you regain 1d4 plus 1.
Have to roll that. 5.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take a swig of my own. 5 more, up to max.
Wow.
Nice.
Sweet.
Max rolls on both. And...
Nice. So I'm assuming if we check these sarcophagi, they're going to be empty. Dude, the 4 sarcophagi, they're going to be empty.
Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and check them, but all 4 of them are empty. The only one that's unknown is the one in the center, which was magically protected, so it was unable to be broken open. Oh, and by the way, everybody that was non-human got 145 experience, and all human characters got 159 experience for that encounter. And Goliath got a bonus 100 XP.
Alright.
Now, because this coffin is magically sealed, only a character of lawful alignment can open it. But I mean, that's the whole party, so that doesn't really matter.
Nope.
Not really.
Elduane's lawful.
Yeah, so is
I'm
Hafnar.
chaotic.
Well,
Half-
Goliath is lawful good.
Theron is chaotic.
And I thought Isabel was neutral.
Yeah, she is. That's right.
Elduane suggests her and Goliath work together to lift the tomb and asks the others to step away just in case there's any anything to ward against non-lawfully aligned adventurers.
Hafnar will keep his hammer ready.
Alright.
So, because Elduane and Goliath are of lawful alignment and they're working in conjunction to open the lid of the sarcophagus, it slides open easily and effortlessly. And inside of the sarcophagus is the body is skeletonized now, but it's a skeleton wrapped in fine elven accoutrements, which would let you know that this was a high-ranking general in the Elven army, and everything that he's wearing is just it's decayed and the passage of time, but he's holding a sword, and the sword is made out of mithril, but it has a reddish hue to it, and when the sword is touched, the metal feels hot. And Elduane, since you speak Elvish, you notice that the Elvish word for flame is etched on the blade.
Elduane presents this information to the rest of the group, but you would be wary that a non-lawfully aligned character may be hurt in some way should they touch the weapon. Is there any way she could like determine this?
Roll an intelligence check.
Pass.
Okay, so when you pick up the blade and you roll it over, on the one side of the blade is etched the Elven word for flame, and on the other side of the blade is etched in Elvish runes something to the effect of this can be wielded by anybody who is of a good alignment. So it doesn't have to just be lawful. It can be anybody who's good can wield it.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't have a more
Before-
poetic way to say that.
Yeah. Only those who are true of heart may wield this sword or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, so there we go.
Yeah, it's automatically poetic if it's in Elvish, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Elduane says before we do anything else that we should ensure that the dead general in this tomb be laid back to rest and its coffin have its top returned. That we only came here for the sword and we should not be scavenging for coins in a hero's coffin.
Hathnar will nod and say, yes, it's only respectful.
And Elduane goes to go lift the lid back on and replace it.
So once the lid is replaced on the coffin and the weapon is in hand, as I said before, it's made of mithril, but it has a reddish hue to the metal. You're holding it in your hands and it feels hot. And this is an elven scimitar of a very similar model to the other elven scimitar that you found. It does 1d8 damage, and then you add a second d8 to your damage roll for fire damage. So basically, it does 2d8.
Elduane asks, how should we determine who gets the sword?
Well, one of the elves should have it, obviously.
Yeah.
Theron gestures towards you because he can't dual wield scimitars.
Oh, he can't?
They're considered long swords.
Okay, Elduine asks if anyone wants the +2 Sword of Yadri that she got from the from earlier in here. I figure Hathnar is going for that Warhammer, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I intend to. If there's dwarven ruins around here, that would be amazing. Like, I'm not even
We'd
joking.
have
that'd
to
be
go to
sweet.
the mountains for that.
Well, I mean, there's gonna be a canyon.
Isn't that where we're headed next?
Actually, the where because I already know where the hammer is, and I can convert the hammer's location into a dwarven ruin as opposed to what it is now. That would be no problem. But
That'll be
that'll
amazing.
be another session in the future, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nobody wants the Sword of Yadri?
I mean,
It's a scimitar, isn't it?
+2 Scimitar.
And fire damage.
No, so the Flaming
the
Sword?
other one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can just keep a backup weapon
Yeah.
Alright.
or trade it in when we get back to the keep.
Yeah, I don't think Elduine would be too keen on selling a elven relic.
You could bury it with the elven hero.
Yeah. Yeah, Elduine would probably return it on her way back up if nobody else wants it. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody wants to challenge her on that, she's not very confrontational with party members because she's kind of a dork, so she would probably just be like, okay, never mind, sorry.
Well, I mean, Theron doesn't want to use it, but selling it, but he's not gonna specifically go for that because he doesn't understand the value of money. Hence why he paid $450 for his bow and arrows.
Now wait,
Oh.
you can't dual wield it, so you couldn't wield the scimitar in your main hand and the short sword in your offhand.
You said that I could
Yeah,
only
you
dual
said
wield up to short swords.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, you're right. I remember that now. You don't want to go down to a single weapon.
Um, in Theron's mind, why would you only have one claw hands?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's definitely in line with your character's background. Well, if Elduane wants to return it to the coffin on the way out, she can do that, or she can keep it, or she can sell it. She can do whatever.
yeah, I think her character would want to return it so that it can, after having served its new owner, return to its original owner.
Okay. Yeah, I have no problem with that. So, does the party want to return to the pool?
Um,
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
think
I
so.
think so.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let
We
me.
did everything down here, right?
I think so.
And I have to go now. So, thank you. Bye. See you next week.
Okay. See you next
See
week.
you later.
See, yep.
So we can call it right there then, and I'll just have
Yeah.
everybody at the pool.
Okay. And then I think the plan is to
You guys mentioned looking for the hermit's dwelling, right?
oh, that and
Yeah.
swinging north and
Yeah.
going to the ravine that way.
Yeah, it's whatever you guys want to do.
Well, we can figure that out.
Let me check.
Uh,
Let me check my map really quick. Yeah, because
Did the sword...
from where you guys are, you can swing east and go through the forest, and you'll come out in the clearing where the Cave of Chaos is, and then you can enter the canyon from the top and go down into it. And one thing I forgot to explain about the canyon map is that the where is it? Here, let me get everybody on the same page. Alright, is everybody seeing the canyon map?
yep.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of blurry right now, though.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's legible.
So these openings, like this right here, these are all different caves. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 caves, and they're at different elevations. So like down here, this cave is on the canyon floor, and this cave right here is on the upper portion of the canyon.
Okay.
So if you guys
So
are coming in from the top of the canyon, you'll end up right about here. So and then you'll have to climb down if you wish to get to the bottom, or you can start exploring the caves that are in the top and work your way down, whichever the party wants to do.
yeah.
This is rather exciting music.
Yeah. We're epically coming out of a whatever it's called.
Yep.
This music is more mysterious.
Hmm.
All right, so yeah, we'll call it right here then, and we'll fill in prawns on everything that he missed while he was gone. Hopefully, his power will be back on by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Personally, sorry,
what's up?
if I could say something. Personally,